Echoes of an echo of an echo. I don't know what we solved. Already fucking up. I don't know that we solved anything exactly, but we've given Fordola something to think about at least. Aye, and I found something new to think about too. Your tits. I don't know about you, sir, but the visions only come to me every now and then. From the
You
way
talking to me
Fordola
right now, or?
kept wincing. Yeah, though I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. That's a lot of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who is born with the echo and one who has been artificially imbued with it? Oh, see, that's just slightly homophobic, transphobic, and racist. Well, the Immortal Flames have been scouring that research facility ever since the liberation. There's a chance they may have some answers for us. General Aldine's there overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? Let's make an excuse to walk a really long distance to drag this fucker out. Shall we?
Ding.
General Dean's inside. Aye. Will you be joining him? What news? You spoke with Fordola, I take it? Yes, as expected, she didn't say very much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Arnivald noticed something cold about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the Echo normally works. Have you found anything here which might explain why it's so different for her? We've been hard-pressed just to organize the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome the Scion's expert assistance, if you have time to lend a hand. Into the pod. God.
So I think the only patrons we have left are Bonsack and Steven, I know of. Do we owe one to Jim Lee? Or did they
Yeah, technically.
opt out? Yeah, technically? Okay.
The Ironworks
Thought some opted out, but I don't know who.
Yeah. The Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyze these devices, and I've been recording everything of interest. Did you notice the labeling? Well, the pods are designed to drain the ether of the occupant. Save that one right there. Unlike the others, the interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. To what purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. So many bodies, every one of them a victim of these experiments. Few show any signs of external injury. From what we've been able to determine, they perished from forcible ether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. I know little and less of science, so any light you can shed on this facility's operations would be much appreciated. Sure, sir, shall we start with you? Man, can't these guys have, like, conversations without me there? Like, taken in combination with the testimonies of Crele and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials are after. The enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with ether siphoned from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Crele, the patterns of her etheric activity would provide the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Crele's echo? I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Crele is possessed of an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure engendered the same acute sensitivity in Fordola. The soldiers who guard Fordola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there's a sentry at her door, night and day, if she can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past. Hey, what's up, Terror Twins? How's it going, man? But you don't just see their past, you live it. All the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'd do to you. You'd never be the same again. Indeed, as you may recall, Ysael was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Hraesvelgur's past. Fordola has been forced to experience the agony of those whose lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. That explains her request to be executed. Sounds to me like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. If the results of these experiments have been relayed back to Garlemald, there will be naught to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, to an entire legion. We must be ready. We must learn all we can of these god-forsaken procedures, and Fordola remains our best source of information. She'll not be getting her wish. Not yet. Right. Keep faith, lass. If you are to convince others to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond to passion, but not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go.
Dun, 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 dun. Did you figure out how to make your hotbar godly?
No, but I don't really need to.
Okay.
I go looking for answers about the Echo, and end up getting schooled by Roban, yet more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him, and not me. General Aldine is a veteran of countless campaigns, Lax. You can't compare yourself to a commander of his experience. Been cruising through the Nude Clan backlog? Nice, nice. How far are you? I know, but I also know that I couldn't have convinced that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize how much we rely on his authority, and how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he'll do.
Are you new to the show, Terror?
I mean, it's his homeland. After going to the trouble of winning it back, might he not want to rest? It's a quandary which countless refugees now face, to continue the life they built in Ul'dah, or to start again in the land of their birth. Sir, a moment. I am newly returned from Ul'dah with a message from the Sultana. Her Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that you have responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Well, I must away and attend to other business. Until next time. An audience with the Sultana. Depending on the nature of our consultation, this might be the perfect opportunity to inquire about the General's future plans. Yes, we'd all like to know about those, Alphinaud, but not everyone's as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him, sir. Oh, he says he's up to Tales of Zestiria. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, my question is, when did it start? I recognize Terror Twins Gaming as a name, so I feel like we've seen them for a while, but... Oh, okay. Did you listen to any newer episodes of Nude Clan, or did you just dive right into episode 1? Because I'm gonna warn you, I'm not on it anymore.
Well, he says he's listened to all of UFF, so I assume he knows that.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because you can't do a show without talking about everything, so...
That's true. Neither can you, by the way.
Yeah.
You're gonna accuse me of that. You can't do it either.
I do Ultima without getting too much. Of course, I have Nude Clan as an outlet, and you don't. You little bitch. I'm telling you, I've been campaigning for the return, the resurrection.
Of what?
Of the show. Although you'll just leave.
You know, a few years from now, we'll see. I would have liked to do it during this COVID thing.
It's not like it's over.
It's not over, but I mean, I got some job stuff. I might be getting a good job. We'll see. I know I'm in the top candidates for it.
Nice.
And that's in Pocatello, Idaho.
Is the cost of living there lower?
Yeah, it is. In that part of Idaho, yeah. I was looking at apartments. The cost over there, it's like... It's not much.
He's enjoying the Joe years. He says, yeah, Joe's the Cliff Burton of the Nude Clan. Eventually the tour bus will tip over and he'll fucking die. And then we'll get Zach, who is
See Jason Newsted?
Jason Newsted, yeah. And he doesn't move away from the mic, we just periodically mute him because we're dicks. It's not that he doesn't like hold it still because he's an animated talker. It's that we mute his ass.
That's terrible.
Because it's his fault Joe's gone. Somehow. Oh, okay, so he listens to the new episodes when they drop and the backlog in between. That's a good idea.
Okay.
That's how I usually hit podcasts, or I'll go from the beginning. It kind of depends on what the show is. If it's like a political show or like a show that's based on current events, I won't. I'll usually cherry pick old stuff and just do the new stuff. But if it's like I don't know, like for Mike Rowe has like a storytelling one that's just random little stories on random people, and that one I listen to the whole from the beginning. I've still got like 30 episodes, but so it kind of depends on the nature of the show. But for something like ours, yeah, that's something I'd probably do.
I think like Joe Rogan, I went back and listened to just people I liked already.
Yeah, there's too many episodes of his show, and there's a lot of people that
and they're way too long to...
Yeah.
Oof.
That's what I did with Joe Rogan, too. I just found the people that I enjoyed, that I liked, or the people that I didn't like, and I wanted to hear. Again, I went from there. Like, I listened to the Bernie Sanders one. I listened to all of the candidates in the 2016 or the 2020 primaries for the Democratic presidential race. I listened to from him. Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty much the same on the people after I listened, but I was like, oh, at least they're human, even if they're kind of terrible. But so I don't know.
Man.
And he has
Tulsi
a lot
Gabbard is my Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, that's my pulsing. You want to make her your pulsing scabbard, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, man. I have eyes as well. Damn, man.
I do actually legitimately think she was the best candidate. But she aligns with my views the most as well, so.
Is the hog list still a thing, listener-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a thing. We just don't talk about it like we did. Is all. Yeah, I think Tulsi was like my number 3. Or 4 or something. I mean, other things align better with her, but... Like my dick. Yeah, I think she had like 3 episodes on there, and then Andrew Yang had at least 1. His was good. I think he takes giant leaps from his data to proposals, but the data is very interesting though, like the idea of massive job loss due to technological advance. But I mean,
yeah, well, my thing is like it's just gonna be a world of more artists.
Yeah,
I
don't think it's the end of the world like he does.
No, I think it'll just shift. It'll be more entertainment.
Yeah, because you can't fake entertainment in the same way. You know what I mean? Like you can't.
No, you can't
machinate it to the levels that they do, like a separate.
No, and here's the funny thing with entertainment: the more technology there is to make it, the more jobs there is.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
like. Now that film was digital, they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be so much cheaper now." Now there's like a million more like positions because of all the different steps that digital film had to take as opposed to celluloid. Yeah, they've been saying, and it just gets more expensive, and that's just film. I know video games are becoming bigger and bigger, and then all these like independent YouTube channels, and I don't know. I think it'll be great for the democratization of art makes everybody make less money, but there'll be more of it, and there'll be more jobs, like mid-level jobs, or not really jobs, but opportunities.
Yeah.
In a world like that.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as cynical as he is about it.
No, if it goes too fast, that'd be a problem. Like if it was just overnight, everybody lost their jobs.
Yeah, I don't think it will, though. It never has. I mean, if you think about it, like, even people at my work are like, oh, they're doing this new process, it's going to take jobs. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you think about it, the fact that we have machines running it takes hundreds and hundreds, or hundreds of thousands of jobs, because before we had to hand sort everything. So it's like, yeah, of course it takes jobs, but, like, do you want to have a job or not?
They're different jobs, and they're going to be more specialized. So the argument is against people with no specialization. So unskilled workers are the people who are going to be suffering, as opposed to people who will specialize. They will have more opportunities.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's why the gradualized approach, which is what it always has been, is going to make it so that people have more time to adapt. And so there will be opportunities for those quote-unquote unskilled workers, or very nichely skilled workers still, but there'll be a greater shift towards getting those other skills. And I mean, even now, there's plenty of people who graduate from college and don't get jobs, like, in their area. And it's because the jobs aren't there. The jobs are in... There's a lot more jobs in, like, trades and shit like that.
I have issues with, like, the idea that I mean, employers have made it so that job searching is now online, which they made to make it so they didn't have to look anybody in the face. But then doing that, they have to create more and more filters. So the one filter that they always do is like bachelor's degree. And so now the bachelor's degree is the new high school diploma, which is terrible. Because it just makes more people have to go or feel like they have to go to college. Even if the degree they're getting is not really useful in a certain field.
And that's why it almost feels like the whole education system is just a joke.
No, it is. I would rather them, like, instead of paying for everybody's student loans, how about you just make K through 12 way better?
Yeah, or here's what I proposed to someone
or do what Europe does, where they make everybody specialized before they even go to college.
Yeah, my idea was, don't pay for college unless the person finishes it. So, like, if you want to go, and you put in the
that's
work,
interesting.
and you graduate from college.
But then they'd make college too easy so that everybody finishes, so that then they'll pay for it. I could see a problem there.
Yeah, well, see, that's why it pisses me off that there were so many people going full hog on the pay off student loans, because the problem is the loans are so high because college is getting away with
they'll
murder.
just keep on going.
Yeah.
You'll pay off all the student loans, and then more people just get student loans.
Exactly, and it rewards the bad behavior of the colleges that are ramping up their pricing. Bad. And it's like their education isn't any better than it was 20 years ago. Like, it really isn't. And in fact, it could be worse.
There could be a good fringe benefit for, like, really good jobs could be, like, we'll pay off your student loans for you.
Yeah.
If you stay here for so many years.
Yeah, I think that's a really... I think my idea is a good one, though. Like, we pay for it if you finish, but if you don't, you have to pay it off. And you could do no-interest loans. You could do just, like, a bulk loan from the federal government kind of a thing that doesn't accrue interest, so it doesn't bankrupt the person. But it's like, that's in that way, because the problem with free college is most people don't go to college anyway, and so if you make it free, more people will go, but almost everyone drops out for those who don't have it free. And so if you make it free for everybody, then the dropout rate is going to be massive, and so we're wasting all of that money, rewarding the colleges for, destroying their own cost structure and making it so fucking expensive.
No, they made it so expensive. That's BS. Yeah, they shouldn't have any sort of federal anything.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And it's
awful. I saw that Vice video where the guy was just naming statistics. I don't know if he was right, but he was just saying, like, in 1970, and it was based on inflation. So inflation rate.
Yeah.
Like, you would be able to get a job that would pay $150,000 if you had a master's degree in a certain field, and that the master's degree would cost overall something like $30,000, inflation adjusted, so $30,000 now. But now you have to pay $100,000 to get the $150,000 job.
Yeah.
It's the same job, same degree.
Yeah, the two things that have gone up exponentially outside of normal increases with inflation are healthcare and education. And they're both things that people are trying to reward for their bad behavior. And it's like, no, I don't think so. And
I mean, the problem with the healthcare system isn't the insurance. First, problem is the free market. The insurance can just, they hide the actual prices of things from the consumer.
I don't think it's the free market. I think it's the insurance. I don't think insurance should exist.
Yeah. They are part of the free market, though. They pop up because of the free market, Schweiss. It's not like the federally mandated insurance they do now, but not before.
Right,
and the prices were going up before, and that's why it was a problem before, and that's why they had to fix it with Obamacare, or try to fix it with Obamacare.
Yeah, well,
in fact, I have health care because of Obamacare.
Right, but that only fucked it even harder, because it hasn't gotten any better. It's just gotten worse. Basically,
in terms of costs, but more people have health care than they did before. If you count that as worse, I disagree.
I do count it as worse. Not because of that reason, but because of the costs still going up, and that was part of the reason they implemented the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's if it's
They
not
failed
the
in that
control-
goal, but it did not fail in the goal of getting more people health care. Welcome to Ultimate Final Fantasy.
Yeah, so he's only 50% failure with his big thing, which is about par for the course for him on a good day. I don't know. I think we should get rid of insurance companies. I really do, and that's where I think the free market would be better. Then you would have doctors.
Well, that would be clamping down on the free market to say no more insurance, because those are for-profit companies.
Not really, though. Not
Yes,
really.
they are.
The
Schweiss.
problem is they have a monopoly.
You would
over
have
the-
to make a law that would get rid of insurance. Insurance doesn't pop up because of government. Insurance pops up because of the free market.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that
You're
I'm
going to
not-
get screwed by all these other different things. Now we are the insurance.
Look,
now
I'm
we
not-
can protect you.
I'm not making the claim that a completely free market is the only way to go. I think you do have to have.
No, yeah,
regulation. And
that's
so-
funny to me that like we think in order to get rid of insurance, you would have to put pressure on the free market. So for those who have that sort of philosophy, sort of grand idea that the free market is the be all end all and is the greatest thing ever, which it's a pretty great thing, but it's got problems. You would have to clamp down on insurance, and then you might have to do a little bit of price control, or some sort of control against getting sued or being sued by someone, which is the whole point of insurance. Is to stop you from having to pay out, if you accidentally hit someone with your car, you don't have to give them your house. So yeah, there'd have to be a lot of regulation without insurance, because the insurance is the regulator. And it's a voluntary one, sort of.
Yeah, now.
Kinda, sort
Now
of.
it's fucking voluntary. Don't give me that shit. I paid like almost $2,000 last year because I didn't have insurance, and I worked for the federal fucking government. So, and since I made so much, it went up, because the logical idea is, well, you didn't have enough, but you had money, and since you made a little bit more, we're gonna take a little bit more for that thing you didn't get, and couldn't get. Now, I don't know, I don't think, I mean, obviously completely free markets have risks, and I think insurance should be what insurance is, which is catastrophic insurance. I think that's the only insurance we should have. Because the idea of insurance isn't everyone needs to have it to survive. The idea of insurance is, if something really, really bad happens, I'm going to set this money aside in case that does happen, because I want to be prepared. That's it. That's what insurance is. Insurance isn't supposed to be something that you should have. The only reason
If
why
you
it is
were
that way,
on the other side of that thing, like if you were the person who got hit in the accident, then you will try everything you can to get as much money out of the other person as possible, even in a minor situation.
right, which
People
is why,
do. There's a lady who's trying to get money out of me from like barely tapping her car in LA. She's still like, the investigation is still ongoing with my insurance
Yeah.
thing.
And-
And I'm
and
like, what is she doing? What is the point of this thing? It's like, oh, this is why you have insurance, because of people like this, because people are greedy and they're terrible, and you need some sort of moderator.
Right, but
So I don't know, man.
I don't think
I don't
it's
know.
something you should have to have. I think it's something that should only be designated for those who fear catastrophic events, and then everything else we cover day to day. Because, I mean, when you look at your hospital bill, I'm talking like $40, $50 fucking aspirin charges. Like, when I was in the hospital last, which was years ago, this is like almost 20 years ago. Or no, it's like 15. It was like fucking $40 for the aspirin, like an $80 IV. Like, and that's ridiculous. And the only reason why that exists, in my opinion, is because of the insurance. It's because costs get driven up
by these ridiculous insurance companies that have like standard costs that they're allowing, and then the hospital just like plays ball, or people come in without insurance, they get off free, and the hospital charges me for it. Like, it's just a giant clusterfuck. And it should be, I think we should only have it for, and I would still probably have it just in case, because I want it just in case, you know. But if the costs were even semi-reasonable, you think about it, like, doctors could still make $100 an hour and not have to go through insurance, and it would be reasonable enough to cover for a lot of people, because you're not going to the doctor all the time. Some people are, and those people would get insurance. But most Americans aren't.
Unfortunately, Schweiss, there's about 1 million holes you can poke into every single healthcare fixing price argument.
Yeah. Well, the biggest hole for me...
Immediately, the first hole goes, okay, so let's say there's someone like Cameron out there who doesn't really have, like, a support system. And he's only, you know, he got into a rough spot, and now he's making minimum wage, and then he breaks his leg. Okay, how is he going to pay for that? And he has no insurance.
Well, see, the idea...
Because bad things happen to people all the time. And they're not in a good spot financially, and that just happens. It's not like every single person's a loser who can't pay for their stuff. It's like, well, you go through rough patches.
No, I get that. And I mean... So here's the thing, we talk about he breaks his leg, he has to go to the doctor, and that's something he can work out with the doctor. I mean, I've had payment plans on big hospital expenses every single time, where I've said, hey, look, and the thing is even if he has insurance, his fucking deductible could be $6,000. He could maybe not even touch his deductible, and he's still been paying into insurance all year long for this money that goes towards his plan that won't even be covered because his deductible's so fucking high. The insurance is the biggest fucking
but
rip-off.
at least it won't go over $6,000. You could be in there for $25,000.
No, it will.
And thank goodness you got a $6,000 deductible.
It hits $6,000, and that's when the insurance starts helping you. It starts helping you, which means it covers 30% of whatever's left. Which, is better than zero.
Oh, mine covers 100% after a large deductible. In network. So if I go to a different hospital, if it's not Kaiser Permanente, then I'll get screwed. But
as
long as I go to Kaiser Permanente,
if you get into
it'll cover 100% of it after $6,000.
If you get into a car accident and if it's $20,000 and you get rushed to the wrong hospital, you're fucked. And guess what? You paid for the insurance all year long. It didn't do you any fucking good because you're out of network, because you were unconscious and unable to fucking tell them, hey, I can't go here because I fucking can't pay for it. And so it's just a complete waste of time. I mean, Alex's old insurance, we calculated it out, and I think it was $180 every 2 weeks. So let's say $300 a month, even just $300. That's $3,600 straight up just gone, just to say that I have this in place. And then her deductible for the year, I think, was $7,000. So after $10,600 gone, just completely gone, then they'll start covering less than half of every bill that we get. That's fucking bullshit. That's not fucking right. We've already got in $10,000 to these fuckers, and then they finally start saying, okay, well now we can start helping you. No, that's bullshit. I don't see how the fuck anyone can see that as the complete ripoff that it actually is. And it's not like that's the worst insurance policy I've ever even heard of. Like, it's pretty...
That's worse than my insurance policy.
Well, right, but you don't make any money.
And I just pay... Yeah. Well, no, like... The insurance policies do get better in terms of, like, what they'll cover the more you'll pay. So, if you want them to cover more, you gotta pay more per month.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's still...
But it's like a lot. It'll be like $400 or something like that for a decent insurance policy.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
I think it's a complete ripoff. I would much rather... But see, my method requires people to be capable of, like, saving for themselves and, like, having
you're not going to be able to get people to do that.
Yeah, which is why those people should have insurance and everyone else should just not. because I don't see why I should pay into a system that I don't even get the benefits for until after I'm $10,000 in the hole. It's like $10,000, I could cover a lot with $10,000. I mean, I've talked down hospital bills from 2,000 to like 200. If I had a fucking $20,000 bill, I bet I could probably wheedle it down to 10K and just have it paid. And I mean, half of the time, and this is another sick thing about insurance. Yeah, it's a tale of a sentient chair with a dissociate identity disorder. Yeah, it's a good stream. Cause I'm like walking around instead of sitting there. Another thing that happens, which is fucking ridiculous, is there's times when Alex has gone to appointments and she's not used our insurance because it would cost us less. Because of the deductible, they'll ask you, oh, do you have insurance? And you'll say yes, and you get the insurance, and then you pay them 100% of whatever it is. So it's like $180 for this appointment. But she told him, no, I don't have insurance, and it was $50. And so because you had insurance, they felt that they could charge you more, but when you don't have insurance, or when you say you don't have insurance, they charge you less because they pity you, which to me, that lesser price would be the price if it wasn't for the fucking insurance. Because that's what they're willing to pay. They're willing to charge that low of an amount for someone who doesn't have insurance because they know the insurance company isn't going to be there to fucking just jerk off their ridiculous pricing structure. And that is fucking wild to me. It's like, oh, you paid for insurance? You have this thing which will not be activated until you're 20,000 in the hole or 6,000 in the hole for the year? Okay, well, we can charge you more because you're responsible. It's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is wrong with you people? It's ridiculous, man.
I agree. It's ridiculous.
It's fucking sick. I hate it. I fucking hate it, man. It's the biggest scheme in America, and everyone fucking has it, including me. Like, even the fucking union insurance that I have, if I didn't have the little account that gives me money each year, straight off, it would take $7,000 before I even started being able to use it. And it cost me $150 every 2 weeks. That's ridiculous. That's $3,600. That's $10,600 before the insurance even, like, awakens from its, decade-long slumber and pays a pittance to my fucking bill. They're fucks. They're fucks. And all the fat people are bringing the fucking rates up. With their fucking unhealthy ways.
What's the 30 Rock part where he's like, I'm paying for your health care now. We do a sit-up or something like that? Like, he yells at someone on the street.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. I think we should just do it the way Japan does it, but I know, it's socialism, whatever.
It's not really socialism, but...
The healthcare system is socialized.
Well, right, but we have plenty of socialized systems in
Yeah,
America.
I know. It doesn't mean full-on socialism. It means the healthcare system. And then if you want higher quality privatized healthcare, you can pay for that separately. But in terms of like base healthcare, I do think that, and not making it Medicare, because that's just like keeping insurance alive. I agree. It's just like, screw that. Yeah. Government's already fitting the bill so much that what they do in Japan is they just have, they price, they control prices. They say, we're not going to buy your medication if it costs over this much.
Yeah.
So, and then they give fat taxes to. They have a fat tax, which would be great. Let's do it. Do a fat tax, please. Should do a fat tax anyway.
Alright, let's play this fucking game.
Did you stop playing the game?
Yeah, I did.
Come on.
Gotta
Come
do the
on.
cutscenes, man. Can't be distracted by healthcare talk. Alright. Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasures to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arnival? I'm at your beck and call. And should I be getting back to my own tasks? Oh, I should be getting... whatever. I'll organize a squad to head down into the ruins and then start preparing for the big meeting. Oh, send Nanamo my regards, sir. And ours too, if you please. We shall see you on your return. Resonatorium Guard. Man, why do they have to have so much, like, in between the fucking dungeons in this game? I mean, I know that the fucking, that, like, post-game is the real game and all that and whatever, and it's fine, but I still don't get why they made it such a single-player experience while you're running through their campaign that they slapped together for you. I just don't get it. Because you can still have all the post-game shit in effect, while also throwing in a couple more, even just like, not even necessarily dungeons, but just battles.
The lame thing about Japan's fat tax is that it punishes businesses and local governments for not decreasing obesity. But it should be the individual.
Yeah.
Let's tax that fatty for putting stress on the healthcare system that we're all paying for. I guess they got one in Denmark too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but, I mean, they've already kind of done that in certain states, where they'll charge, they charge more for, like, soda and stuff like that. Like, they'll tax it higher for health reasons. And they claim it's for health reasons, but really it's to support their stupid...
I mean, it's like a sin tax.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I agree in a sin tax. I'm up for it. Do it.
Yeah, I think that I pay enough in taxes, so I think we could just cut our costs, and that should be fine. That's the only
I
two
think we
ways
gotta
you
both
can,
increase taxes and decrease spending. Both. As long as we don't have a surplus.
I think we need a little bit of surplusing for a while.
That would take increasing taxes and decreasing spending. I don't know why one team says decrease spending and one team says increase taxes. How about both?
Yeah, well, I mean, they both work to some extent. But the hard thing with both is you can't... I mean, I guess you can do it, but... The idea behind decreasing taxes, or decreasing regulation, is to, you know, provide more opportunities, and then the tax base increases, which has happened before. but you also have to cut costs too. You can't just decrease taxes, because that's you saying, I don't need this second job, but I'm still going to spend as much money as I did when I had the second job. It's like, no,
Yeah.
you cut the second job, and you cut all the things that the second job paid for, or else you keep that second job. The problem is, one side wants a second job, and one side doesn't, but they both don't want to cut the costs. Because they're fucking assholes. Man, I haven't been in this little castle thing for fucking ever. Alright, let's see what this cutscene's got. You are expected, my lord. Please proceed.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel.
What the hell is going on at your house?
I speak of Raubo.
I live 10 miles away from an Air Force base.
Oh, okay.
Tales rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Hold our home. It will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course.
Yotsuyu.
As my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Raubon chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened.
Think Raubon's fucking Nanamo?
Yet, how can he freely make such a choice?
I think he's
knowing
fucking...
how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my
I'll pay
with my own
attention.
eyes,
Future
and hear the
cutscenes, we'll see.
wind with my own ears.
He's my most trusted advisor.
Might I have your company for a brief adventure? Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Uh-oh. She's gonna walk amongst the commoners.
Gross.
Oh, god damn, dude. The fuck? There's a lot of fucking quests in this. Sultan's...
I told you. I don't have, like... Surprise? What?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I gave you a list yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't look at it. Any link that's ever sent to me, you can basically rest assured that it will never be clicked on. I just, God, it's like I get too much from too many people. Like, oh, you should check this out. And it's like, no, even if I should check it out, it's always, it's okay.
Yeah, that Rise of a New Sun quest takes forever, dude. It's like 45 minutes.
God damn.
And it's just cutscenes. It's cutscenes, going to the next place, cutscene, go to the next place, cutscene. Oh no, I think that one actually had.
Oh yeah, of course.
Let's see. When I said Rise of a New Sun, I meant Return of the Bull. Now I'm on Rise of a New Sun. It's a different patch I was looking at.
Holy fuck. Well, I can get my crafting done. God damn. So if I were to buy wind crystals, looks like the cheapest price right now is 31 gil a piece, and this guy has 3,334.
How many do you need?
I need 1,000 for at least 1,000 for every one of the crafting things.
What? 1,000 for the 10 at a time one, or 1,000 per craft?
Oh, it's one at a time. So I need to do 1,000 goldsmith things so I can buy. I'll probably need about 1,000 wind crystals for it.
Okay.
So I just bought it for 167,000 gil for 3,330. So that's not too bad. Plus, I can sell the shit that I get. Oh, this guy's name is COVID Destroyer. He's not moving.
He's new to the game.
Yeah.
It's not moving. He's just sitting there.
Yeah, he's in a crowded space too. That was a very large crowd. No one had masks. I think he's gonna be COVID destroyed before long. Unless, of course, he was protesting the Queen of Ul'dah, in which case he's probably safe. Alright. Let's do this shit. Where the fuck did she even go? Oh, I passed her. Great. Yeah, the cool thing about the crafting the 1,000 of each thing, I can auto set it up to craft the very small, the most base item in each crafting guild, and I could just set it to do 100 at a time and walk away and do the dishes and shit. That's what I did the other day until I ran out of wind crystals, and then I got fucked. But so it's pretty passive, but the big problem is going to be fishing 1,000 times, logging 1,000 mature trees. I don't even know where the fuck I'm supposed to do that. And then I think there might be one more that requires stupid amounts of attention. But the other crafting ones I can just kind of let it go to town by itself and just kind of sit there. Just beautiful. It's it reminds me...
Must do what you think is right, of course.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Dark Lord thing that I did. It's alright, let's find out how long this takes to XP per minute, XP per hour, until we unlock all these fucking things and beat this damn game. What do you think of Lilira, the merchant's daughter? This is the disguise I don when I wish to leave the palace and observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinary, Papa Shan would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor.
Papa Shan's Pizza?
Yeah, Papa Shan's.
and that is why I've requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Now let us be on your way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the gate of Nald. That's where the original Papa Shan's was. If you didn't already know. Oh man. Guy named Toad Nibbler. That's gross.
Did you hear that we have a bullfrog problem in like Salt Lake?
No.
Invasive species of bullfrogs are going nuts. And they've been, the Utah government has encouraged people to kill them and eat them.
Nice.
Because they're apparently eating the frogs that are natural to Utah. Which is the most bizarre news my mom shared with me yesterday.
That is pretty strange. I do kind of want to go on
I love frogs, dude.
But do you love them enough to kill them and stop them?
No, I don't. I just want to like catch them, hold them for a second, have them pee on me, and then let them go.
I don't know. I've never captured a frog.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Sadia had a bunch at her house all the time. And then we actually have them up here.
Yeah.
Where I'm at. I've seen 2 frogs up here and I've caught one of them.
That's something that I think Jace would do. Yeah, I think he'd be a frog guy. I think he would also kill him too, because he's kind of crazy.
Oh. That's disappointing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could have him do both. Like, alright, you
See,
gotta play.
I don't think I could ever go hunting, because I got just too squeamish to the idea of killing something that, like, isn't a bug.
Yeah. I kind of want to do it.
I have enough problems with, like, I ran over a squirrel once, and I just felt guilty for days. Didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't have the stomach for it, man. I'd be a terrible caveman. As a fish is fine. Pretty much anything that's like not a mammal or a frog.
That's a weird
But frogs kind of have like a face to them, you know? Like they have like a personality.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I suppose.
But like a snake, wouldn't be that big of a deal to like shoot a snake, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't like snakes much.
I dig snakes, but
Yeah.
if there was like a rattler here in the yard,
See, I don't know. I want to get... I kind of want to go back into that, like the hunting. Not necessarily because I, thoroughly enjoy it, but I just think it's... I don't know. I think it'd be fun to, like, make a bunch of deer jerky out of a fucking deer. That's, like, the only way to make it taste good, too. And I think the disconnect between us and, like, our food is kind of bizarre. Because we just eat it, we don't actually see it. So I feel like it kind of...
I don't have any moral anything against hunting. I just as long as it's not over hunting or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. But because I mean it's a better death for the animal than the animal's actually gonna get. So I don't know. I'm okay with it, but at the same, no, dude. I felt like actually sick, like watching like a hunting video of them killing a bunch of ducks once, and I just went, I'm never going actual hunting because that just looks no. I was like pretty grossed out.
I think you get more of a connection to I don't know, the world. To me, it's like it's removing when you remove that one step, it allows you to kind of like disassociate. And doing it yourself kind of prevents that from happening.
But at the same time, I can see why you wouldn't do it. And I mean, for a long time, I haven't gone, and it's kind of been for that reason. It's also been because, I mean, I don't really have a rifle, and I just don't fucking have time. So I don't have time to go, you know, cajoling through the fucking woods after some animal. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like there's something lost almost by having the big disconnect. I wonder if that's partly why stuff like PETA and things like that resonate with a lot of people, is because they don't realize, you know, that this is a living creature that you're fucking chowing down on. But at the same time, I don't want to like have pigs, because then I'll be like, God, can I really kill this little fucker? Like, this thing was cool when he was a baby, but man, he looks tastier and tastier as the days go on, and I feel worse and worse. So maybe the disconnect is good. I don't know.
Like, I'm okay with being a little pansy about it. I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me. I'll go fishing every once in a while, I guess. That's fine. But I've never been the one to get the fish, so. I've just caught them, put them in a box, and someone else do it.
Yeah, see, that's the market. That's the market.
Do
right
the
there.
deed.
I don't want to do it, so I'll let someone else do it for me. That should be your argument. It's like, look, there's better people that are better at it. I'll just let them do it.
I will convict the fish to death, but I'll cast judgment upon the fish.
Yeah.
I will not be the executioner.
Idiot fish thought my lure was
I'll wash my hands like Pontius Pilate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've only gutted a few fish. I mostly didn't. I haven't fished for a long time. But when Christian and I did our backpacking trip, we caught a few trout, and I had like this Buster sword-like knife that was actually really shitty, but it looked cool. And I gutted him. We cooked him on a fucking rock. Because we basically brought nothing in, because I think it was like 15 miles in. So we had like bare minimum equipment. And that was fine. It wasn't very good, but I mean, it was like unseasoned trout, which, I mean, there's better fish. And there's also ways to make fish taste much better that we did not have at our disposal. I should probably start like taking Jace fishing and stuff like that, because he's enjoyed it before.
My dad would always take me up Hollow Creek.
Yeah.
Canyon, go fishing.
There
was like one day where I caught like 5 fish, and then I swear I've never caught a fish again.
Yeah, you tapped out.
Nah, I've gone fishing a few times. I'll catch like 1 fish or something like that.
Yeah, it can be unfun if you're not successful, that's for sure. And I think that's what you bitched about in the past, was it's really boring. And it's like, yeah, unless you're fucking wrangling them in left and right, then it's fucking sweet. Because you're just dunking on wildlife. You're like, yeah, bitch, take it. I'll fucking trick you guys all day long. You thought that spitty piece of aluminum was food? You thought wrong! Giving them the Darwinian dunk. It's fucking survival of the fittest.
The Darwinian dunk.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I'll be right back.
let's hit these cutscenes for real. No more bullshit. We're an hour in. I've done like 20 minutes of work, maybe. Not even. Look upon this procession of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor at the mercy of the elements and Thanalan's predators both. Yeah, these are level 1 predators. Look, these people can't survive. I don't really know what to tell you. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is. And unless blessed by the hand of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ul'dah. 20 years have passed since the fall of Ala Mhigo, and 5 since the calamity, yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. You have done your best, Your Grace. Then my best has not been good enough. Shall we press on? I would follow the road to the unholy air. Uh-oh, uh-oh. See, to get the platinum in this bitch, I gotta do these random little fate. Diddly-doo-dad. I think this is one, right? Level's been synced to 10? Jesus. Alright, Grishild. Get fucked, bro. Hey look, another person coming to help. God, I don't even remember how to fucking play this low level, dude. This is like ancient wisdom here. Yeah, there we go. Ah, thanks, doll. Ah, fuck. Man. Of course. Of course. Go the wrong way. What, did she, like, get on the fucking train tracks here? How the fuck did she get up here? What is this? Fucking ruling, the ruler just chilling on the tracks? Alright, fine. Ooh, another fate. Gotta do 1,000 of them, so I might as well snag the ones along the way. Alright, where is it? I think I've done this one before, actually. Not that it matters. What is this? And it's kind of the problem with doing the fates. Although it's also kind of not the problem. Because there's a million fates to do around the world, especially in the lower level areas, because they were like a big thing with the game. Like, one of those things that a lot of people are like, oh yeah, this is super cool, you know? So there's a lot of them, which makes it kind of good and kind of easier. But at the same time, then you still got to do 1,000 to get the trophy, so it's like, Still a ludicrous quantity. Yeah, fuck it, I'll do this one too. Yeah, music's pretty sweet for this little guy. Just greedily take on all the fates by myself here. Where the fuck was I even going here? Where's this chick at? Man, she's like walking out here by herself and shit. I mean, I know it's supposed to be implied that I'm with her, but I'm clearly not with her. She's fucking way up here, doing whatever she does. All right. Got distracted by my fate. Sounds like a ridiculous statement. Alright. Wonder when the next achievement for Fates is going to be. Give me an inkling into my fate as far as Fates are concerned. Tiny Chris. What's up, Tiny Chris? Hell yeah, Tiny Chris, let's fuck him up. I'll do anything for you, Tiny Chris. Tiny Chris says y'all are fucking dead! Tiny Chris!
Tiny Chris.
Yeah, it's the name of this guy I'm doing a little Fate for in 14.
Oh.
I'm trying to do as many Fates as I can as I come across them, because I have to do 1,000.
Oh, you're going for the plat?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll get it, like, you know, this time around or anything, but gotta just slowly...
Well, don't you have to finish up what you're doing with that one, and then the new expansion comes out?
The new expansion's already out, so right now we're in between... What they do is every, like, 3 months, I think, they release a chunk of main story quests. And then when the expansion comes out, they release the big-ass expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're doing the shit in between the expansion... Between the two expansions, basically, between Stormblood and fucking Shadowbringers.
Shadowbringer?
Yeah. So I've got a long ways to go, especially with all these cutscenes. So honestly, this is probably a giant waste of time, but, you know. What
What
time?
trophies you got left? Time is everything, Schweiss.
I know. Oh, I know.
Time is all.
I've got the 1,000, basically 1,000 of everything. There are ways to cheese those. So, like, I can basically acquire the level 1 stuff for the craft, and then just set it to, craft 100 at a time, and just do that 10 times. You know, and then I've got 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I did that largely with one of the guilds, so I can do it with all of them pretty easily, I think. I obviously haven't done it yet, so I don't know for sure, but those ones will be easy. There's like 1,000 fish 1,000 times. That's going to take a lot of time, because that's like an active thing. As far as I remember, at least. I haven't done it for like, 3 years probably. So that one's gonna take time, and then like logging trees and mining certain things 1,000 times. Those are gonna be obviously those are going to be a little more brutal.
Ugh. That sounds like the fucking 500 bounties I still need to do in Diablo 3.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, the 500 bounties. I don't want to do it. But I want the plat so bad.
Exactly.
Cause all I have to do is the 500 bounties and then beat it on hardcore, basically. And then I have the plat.
See, in hardcore we could knock out. You just gotta play it on easy. I mean, you just have to be a little...
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I have a barbarian that's level 37, I think, on hardcore.
Yeah.
I need to hit level 70 with him, and then beat it, I think. That's what I'm gonna try and do. Because you have to hit level 70 for one of the trophies in hardcore. And that Malthael boss fight will be a fucking... Oof, it'll be rough.
God.
I think I only have 50 of the bounties done. I wish there was a way to check, but there's not.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna narrate this dialogue here. It was here, this wholly unremarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan when an untimely rockslide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Raban once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by the monetarists, we could have only brought their hirelings to justice. The true villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus I did plan to strip the merchants of their powerful and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price of my naivete. But I am no longer a child reciting words with witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn in the monetarist's damnable games. Forgive my outburst. You are one of the few people to whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Ul'dah and visit the Colosseum. Yeah, you can speak your mind because I'm a fucking mute. At least I was. Now there's like dialogue selections in the game now. It's really weird. It's really weird because before you were like the silent protagonist. But see, now I can't be trusted because I found my voice at last.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so my guy can talk shit on everybody.
Is there a dialogue option for that?
There is. I mean, not really, but like there's certain sections of the game that I can like choose what response I want to say, and it's like true linear Final Fantasy form where it's like two options that are slightly different usually, and either one will have the same exact outcome. But still, they totally changed the silent protagonist deal that they had going.
Are you streaming on Ultima?
Yeah.
Alright. I think I'm gonna stream some of that Last of Us 2.
Nice. Yeah, you'll probably get more. I only have one person watching me right now.
The game is too. No, dude, I started streaming it the other day, and I only got like 2 people watching it once.
Damn, man.
And one person immediately said that it was like the greatest game they've ever played, and I was like,
I gotta start. I still haven't really even started that RPG, dude.
That Suikoden 2?
Yeah, Cameron and I don't know. I'm just I have too many RPGs. Plus, I I can't
Dude,
stop.
you have a shitload of stuff. You have to play that game, and you have to do Last of Us 2, and you have to play Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
You have like easily 120 hours of game that you have to play.
And I'm addicted to Conan, dude. I'm so addicted to it. Like,
Dude, okay, just wait until I get my PC, and then we can fucking play Conan on PC, and then just like wave our dicks around the whole time.
Yeah, that does sound pretty fun.
Like that's all we need to do is like find a way to just crouch walk, and hopefully our dick will be big enough to like drag a line in the sand.
Yeah, I have Suikoden 2 to play. Oh, one of my buddies has it. I'm borrowing it. I didn't buy it. It's fucking expensive, dude. It is unholy in its pricing.
I am a bit surprised that it didn't go down when the digital version came out. But I guess the digital version is supposed to be shitty, so... Though Cam hasn't said anything about it, although he's probably only put like 2 hours in.
I don't even have a save. Like, I played it for a bit, and then I stopped.
You didn't even get to a point where you could save?
No. And it's like, I'm so... I don't know what it is. There's just a lot, and I'm not doing any of it. I'm just doing Conan. Just going to my happy place. And it's not good, because I'm gonna fall real fucking behind here. Because there's just so many hours to do, and like 14 is it's just huge, dude. It's so huge. And I'm working like
fucking
crazy.
all the games that we have right now are fucking huge. Like, Last of Us 2, it's like twice as long as the first one. And the fucking, the Xenoblade Chronicles game is like a 60-hour game, but it's probably going to take us like 80 hours if we want to do any side quests. Which I imagine we will.
Do you have that game?
I haven't bought it yet, no.
Are you gonna buy it for you, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I could buy it physically and try to pound it, but
Do you want to be?
know.
What if I buy a copy for the show and then you play it first?
I mean, I guess that could work, because I just want to plow through Last of Us 2 first real quick, as fast as I can, and then just pound out that game. Because those are the only two that I have to play right now. And Last of Us 2, I'm like 8 hours into, and it's supposed to be like around 26 hours. So, I don't know, I should be able to have it done end of next week, maybe.
Yeah.
If I don't just like pound it out this week.
All right, I'll buy it, because we need a show copy anyway, which I've actually kind of fallen behind on in getting show copies. That's a $63 buy. Woo! That's damn. All right, so we'll get it, and it'll be here on the 28th, so that's Sunday. Yeah, so it'll be here Sunday.
Oh, it'll be there Sunday?
Yeah, so we should get it before you guys leave, and you can take it with you. Yeah, just do Last of Us, because I mean, it's going to take, because Cameron and I are going to delay the hell out of this game, I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, really, it makes more sense for you to take it, and then just when you finish Last of Us, just kind of work on that.
Yeah, it'll be like the only game that I play, because that is going to be a really long game, and I'll have to plow it.
And I'll
if
try
you're
to
gonna play the same copy.
Yeah, and I'll try to play it like on breaks and stuff, because the Switch gives me the versatility to play it kind of whenever. And I'll just put the Conan on hold for a while, because like I'm trying to set up my camp with all named thralls and shit. It's taken a lot of time. But the passivity of it has been nice, except for I've been a little too active for it to be passive. But I don't know. I don't know what my deal is lately. I just don't want to play what I'm supposed to play. And I've been at work a ton, so part of it's I don't really have time.
Joseph?
You know what I want to play on?
What?
You can finish that one for yourself.
The female dinosaur from Jurassic World?
Are you talking about Bryce Dallas Howard?
What?
It's just rude.
I don't know, I haven't actually seen that movie, so I don't know.
You've never seen Jurassic World?
The one with, Chris, whatever his name is? Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
The lady in the water herself.
Oh god, I hate that movie.
You know what part of that movie I love? The
reveal of
character.
the fucking one guy who's like half muscular and half not. I fucking hate that guy so much. That bothered me.
I love that guy so
much.
I only work out one half of my body. It's an experiment.
Fucking stupid.
It's got like one muscular arm and one regular arm. It's great. Yeah, everybody who watches that movie remembers that guy.
It's because it's impossible not to. It's like seared into your memory for all of time.
It's because it's like, it's genius. That's what that is. Character only works out one half of his body.
Have you seen that movie, Schweiss?
No, I haven't.
It's okay. It's not great.
It's a terrible movie.
It's not terrible.
Joe only likes that part because it's fucking hilarious in the weirdest way possible.
Schweiss, imagine a guy working out only one half of his body, and by half I mean draw a line down the center of his body. Like your right side. All he works out is his right side. He's like a bodybuilder for half of his body.
Half of his body is twice as big as the other half of his body. It's fucking absurd.
I don't know. I think it's better than people say it is. Lady in the Water. I don't think it's great, but
Alright. From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signing and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come from that ignominious chapter in my life. For it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Raoban. The match I had been invited to attend was not all what I expected. They had pitted the Bowl of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious an injustice, and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Raoban to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Raoban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theater. But as you know, Raoban is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. And I gave him my sheath.
I'm in a dinosaur museum in The Last of Us.
Are they coming alive?
No. That'd be fucking sweet, though. Fucking Last of Us turning from a zombie game into a fucking, like, Turok.
Parasite Eve.
Yeah. That's the coolest part, Parasite Eve, I think. It's the dinosaur.
Even though it makes absolutely no sense. Because I want... I don't know if everybody knows this, but they don't actually put the real bones. First off, the fossil isn't made of bone. It's made of rock. Mineral deposits that have replaced the bone. So there's no biological matter whatsoever in a fossil. That's number one. But number two,
you understand.
they also make casts of those bones so that they are hollow and they can be placed on a metal frame for display. So there's nothing in there that could possibly have been turned biologically into something living.
Joe, just admit you don't understand the mitochondria, alright?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were merely using the fake bones as a frame.
Well, then why don't all the buildings come alive? Those are all frames, too.
Because it's not as cool. The mitochondria are about style. You can't have, like... You can't have the Empire State Building attacking you. That's just stupid. T-Rex, though? Hell yeah.
That's another late 90s video game designer who knows nothing about science. Nothing. Not even like a mild interest.
That's okay. We can all just remember that fucking Metal Gear Solid has the same plot as Twins.
It's all my recessive genes. All the recessive genes?
I mean, in Parasite Eve's defense, they didn't try to pass it off as real. It was just whatever. In Metal Gear Solid, he was like, oh yeah, this is why. It's like, no, actually, that doesn't make any sense. If they're both brothers, and the parents passed on all the recessive genes, guess what that would mean for them? They both get the fucking recessive genes. But they're clones. And, there's no... It doesn't even make sense.
It also doesn't mean that the recessive genes are worse. They're just different. That's the thing. It's not like they turned a bunch of the straight... It doesn't mean dominant genes do not mean better genes.
Yeah, that balding is a dominant gene. Is that fucking
yes!
better?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not only aesthetically worse, it's protectively worse. Hair protects you from wounds. I can't tell you how many times I've cut my fucking head open since I've, like, started to bald. It's ridiculous. There's no hair.
I can imagine the guy in Metal Gear Solid, like, if Solid Snake was like a redhead, he had, recessive genes.
Yeah, it's like an
He's a redhead. He has a normal thumb, not the hitchhiker's thumb. What are a bunch of lists of other, like, the earlobe thing, earwax, all those details, That's what he would come out with all the recessive genes.
Do you guys have the hitchhikers?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, mine's crazy.
Yeah, hitchhikers, I got the earlobe that's separate from the base of the ear.
Yeah, same. It's freaky when you see people with it connected. It's like, oh, God.
I don't remember which one's recessive and which one's dominant, but there's a whole list.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just
no,
one of
different.
Them outweighs. But see,
there's some like horrible diseases that are really recessive, and then they pop up. That's really bad.
But I mean, like, if you have a recessive gene, that just means both of your parents carried the gene, and it wasn't dominant because they didn't have two recessives.
Yeah.
So really, like, even if they were actual brothers, like, it wouldn't make sense.
So we're all saying the same thing, which is Hideo Kojima is an idiot.
Just wait till it comes out with the spiritual successor of Metal Gear Solid, and it just has the same plot as Triplets.
Right.
It's gonna be a secret black twin clone
Yeah.
that's played by Eddie Murphy.
There are others who.
Yeah,
I
guess
wonder
the dominant
which
guy
version of the
would have
genes he'll
darker skin
have.
tone.
He'll just have the fusion, both recessive and dominant genes. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
it's
I
real-
tweeted,
it's real
I
dumb.
tweeted to Arnold Schwarzenegger yesterday. I asked him when we were getting that King Conan movie.
And then he ignored you
Yeah, he did.
because he doesn't actually read those things.
Yeah.
And then his assistants might read them, and
I
then
just
they'll
wanna
ignore you.
know. I want to know, though. The guy behind the first
Conan.
movie wants to make a King Conan movie. I guess he's been like working on the script or something.
Isn't
John
that guy,
Milius?
Isn't that guy dead?
John Milius isn't dead.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome if he made it. Oh man. he
John
looks-
Milius is crazy,
Yeah.
and
I
it
know.
always has been, but he's not dead. He had a stroke at some point. He had a close call. But he's not dead. I watched a documentary on him not too long ago.
He's like he does like.
He was the pro-Vietnam War crazy dude.
Hasn't he like done like half movies constantly? Like, there's been a lot of changes to his stuff and shit. I can't remember if that was.
He wrote the first draft of Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, that's what it was.
No, he likes, the great movies that come from him are initially written by him or someone else, and then there's a rewrite. So, Oliver Stone did the Conan script,
Yeah.
and then John Milius. And it always has to be with like a big lefty too. Because John Milius is a big righty.
Yeah, he's going real quiet.
He's going echo hell.
Yeah, what's going on here? Oh, it stopped. Stopped for me.
Man, I wanna watch Conan again. It's been a while.
What the heck?
I need that King Conan movie, man.
New Terminator?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay. It had its good moments. It's not a great
I
movie.
haven't seen any of the relatively new ones.
Genesis is supposed to be terrible. I still want to watch it though, because it's got Emilia
I
Clarke in
haven't
it.
watched that one or Salvation.
Oh, Salvation's actually I liked that one a lot when I watched it. I saw it when it came out though. It's been a while.
Is that the one with what's his face?
With Batman, yeah.
Yeah. I
Christian
liked that
Bale.
movie. I thought it was good. I haven't seen it again like Joe since it was new, but I enjoyed it when it came out. But I'm not in denial about the quality of Christian Bale. Perhaps I'm biased.
Craig, have you seen not a History of Violence, but American Psycho?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's great.
I don't know if I can trust Christian Bale anymore after that Flowers of War, man.
Yeah, there's a shit ton to do before the next dungeon, Roxo. We have like a lot to do before the next dungeon.
I can only blame the editor on that one, because I know Christian Bale has never given a poor performance before, except in that movie. And, you know what? The director
Dude,
was
he has-
Chinese.
he
Their
has
editors were
30
Chinese.
different accents.
I don't know.
You'd
Yeah,
think that
you need a
you'd
better...
think that he'd notice.
I don't know, man. I think they probably had better takes, and because they're Chinese, they were only looking at like the take visually, maybe. They weren't really looking at the performance that well.
He was
I can
really
imagine.
phoning it in.
I don't know. There's always bad takes.
Dude, I don't think that's just a matter of bad takes. Because, like, he literally had, like, 30 different accents in that movie.
There's also bad direction. Probably wasn't very specific. Every time Zhang Yimou has tried to direct Americans, it's always turned into a disaster. I think Flowers of War I think it was still okay.
I mean, yeah, it was an okay movie.
It was his
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's so bad. And the movie is like 3 hours, too, so it's just 3 hours of him switching accents like every 2 minutes.
Eh. I want to watch that Zhang Yimou movie I missed. I think it was called like The Shadow or something like that. It looked pretty sweet. It's one that came out like last year. And I missed it when I was in LA. Like it was out briefly and then I missed the times.
He has another movie?
Yeah, Zhang Yimou is always pumping out them movies, dude.
Yeah,
I think it was called The Shadow. Yeah, dude, and it looked awesome. The trailer looks awesome.
I'll have to look up the trailer.
I should be fighting fit again in no time.
I guess they're done making them Detective D movies. Which sucks, because I really enjoyed them.
Oh, did you watch the second one?
There's like 3 or 4 of them. I finished watching all of them. This is like the one we watched, which is like technically the last one, and then they made like... Or maybe, it was only 2, I think. Other movies. There was like the Sea Monster one, and then there was like the 4 Heavenly Kings or something like that. And they were both like the younger D.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty good though.
Yeah, the movie's just called Shadow.
The end of the 4 Heavenly Kings sets up the one we watched. Fucking love Detective D, dude. Fucking deer kick is the greatest thing in the world. Just fucking gets that fucker like right in the face.
Nah.
Yeah, the sheep on the fucking trailer. With the fucking like heavy dubstep in the background. God, that trailer is the greatest masterpiece known to the world.
Yeah, the only other one that, like, remotely makes me laugh as much is the, I Spit on Your Grave one that Joe and I watched that one time. I spit on your grave.
I spit on your grave.
Yeah, like, changes the inflection every single time he says it. I spit on your grave.
Yeah, it's for the 70s one, not the remake.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a fucking atrocious movie, by the way. So naturally I want to watch it, but...
Oh. Duh. You know, it's an atrocious movie I kind of want to watch. Fucking Velocipaster.
What? I've never heard of that one.
It's like a shitty horror movie about this fucking...
Velocipaster?
Pastor. It's about, like, this priest who...
Velocipaster.
Yeah, he's a priest who can turn into a fucking
Like a
velociraptor.
Velociraptor farm or something. Velocipaster.
That would be equally cool.
That should be the sequel. And it'll
But
be
it's
like
like-
when you're talking about Alien or Aliens, people are always confused. It'll just be like that. No, Velocipaster.
No, Velocipastor, not Velocipastor.
That was the first one.
I really like Velocipastor more. Velocipastor.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
It's like a were velociraptor, and it like hunts down its people, I guess.
That sounds like a movie I would have watched when I was a kid. For sure.
Oh, there's also another one called, I think it's Were Rooster, and I want to watch that one really bad, too.
Tell you what, when I run out of good movies, I'll start going down that road.
They're like all free on fucking Amazon Prime, so it's like, damn, dude.
Yeah, you still gotta watch. You still gotta watch that. Shit, what's that? Deadfall. You gotta watch Deadfall, man.
I've seen Deadfall. Craig is not.
It's on the thing.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's on the Voodoo.
Yeah, I bought it. Bought it for
It's
you.
a shitty movie?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
dude,
real bad.
It's pretty bad.
Why would you buy it then?
Because it's the like Nick Cage, like hyper quotable movie. Because he just plays a crazy person.
So he's playing himself?
It's like half those clips from that Nick Cage freaking out.
Is
from that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, the one where he's got the porn stash. That's that one.
Oh.
It's like,
I thought that was Raising
fucking
Arizona.
retarded. My fucking retard.
No! No, Raising Arizona's great!
Yeah, that's a good movie.
No, doesn't he have a mustache in that one, though?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But it ain't the same.
Ellie just got slammed by a boar.
Do you like that?
I don't know, probably. The boar was pretty fucking sweet. I want to tame it and make it my pal. She got fucking hit by a boar, bro.
Vive la fucking France, man!
Yeah, it's a great movie, Craig.
Oh man, she doesn't know what a boar is.
No, every scene with Nick Cage is great.
Yeah,
And then you have to watch the rest of it. It's like, oh! It hurts. It hurts to watch.
Especially because he's not even in the whole thing.
Yeah. It's a real problem, but there's a sequel. There's a sequel. I'll let Twice buy it. I don't want to. Schweiss, have you seen Mandy yet?
No.
Oh, it's pretty great. It's weird. But it's like half art film and like half over the top 80s violent action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never seen anything like it, I promise. But it does have Nick Cage. And there's a couple good Nick Cage freaking out scenes.
Did you ever watch that Atomic Blonde movie?
I never did, no.
No,
I wanted
haven't either. Yeah, I remember when it came out we were gonna see it, but then we just never did.
Yeah, it's on my list. Kind of like your kiss.
Oh yeah?
Your
It's a great
kiss
song.
is on my list. Because your kiss is on my list.
The fuck are you, Dina? Fucking making me hunt you down.
You're making me do this.
Man, I don't know where the fucking airship thing is. God damn it.
Why not?
Because...
Isn't that world the most easily navigable place in all of Final Fantasy?
No, dude, the map is still kind of a shitlord at times.
That's
It's like, well,
I hate that.
it's in
about
the
that
city.
game.
And I'm like, yeah, I know it's in the city, but the city's fucking huge! Well, just... It's there. Like, honestly, at times, I feel like 11's fucking map was better than this fucking thing.
No,
At least...
definitely not. What are you talking about? Absolutely not. You are forgetting 11's map.
Because
Oh.
at least it was a grid, and at the very least... I mean, the grid actually kind of fucked us, because the squares were huge, but... but still.
What are you talking about?
Hey,
What
what's
are you
up?
talking about?
What's up, Bluefields21? You really enjoyed the remake review. Hey, glad you liked it. It was months in the making.
And it takes about a month to listen to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could count from when they started working on the game as being part of the making for the review.
Could you?
So it's
then?
like
Right.
6 years in the making.
So like
Before
Jurassic
the
Park,
podcast
65
even
million
started.
years.
Yeah.
Was
It was
that,
bound to happen ever since they showed that PS3 demo.
Yeah. Is that your first episode, or is that just one that you caught? Because you listened to all of it. Oh, okay, yeah. So
Motherfucking Tommy.
it's a long time since 5 or 6's review. Yeah, that's a ways. Mowed a lot of lawns to Joe talking about drawing dicks. Well, there you go.
He just put it on repeat when he was lawn mowing. Interesting.
People are fans of your artwork, Joe, and they've never even seen it.
Yeah, should get all the. When I die, everybody will get together and make a gallery out of it. You know, someone will like go through, like, do some detective work on like who got the notebooks.
Stupid Joe's Dick Museum.
Yeah, we should do your headstone as the Dickosaurus.
Oh,
My
God.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
You know, to you guys, it was something special. To me, it was just, you know, it just came out of me. I didn't even think about it.
It's your Patronus.
It was just the flow. You know, I was just in a flow state. There was no pre-planning. It's just like, so, like the muse was moving my fingers.
It'll never be the right place, Ellie. Not ever.
Oh, let's see how far into this patch am I. Gone like the morning dew. Gone like the morning dude.
That's right.
Oh.
Oh yeah, nothing like a game where you use pills to power up. The Last of Us.
Isn't that Manhunt game that, like, you do drugs and kill people?
Yeah, game's sweet.
Not as sweet as Condemned 2. Where you fucking
Yeah.
like are constantly on booze, you don't fucking know what's going on, get freaked out by mannequins, and you beat the shit out of people with a fucking toilet seat you ripped off in the fucking like local gas station.
Okay, I got 3 more till I'm at the next trial.
God, are you serious? I don't even know where the fuck, dude. I'm gonna shoot this game. The fucking where is the...
Elevator. Find the elevator. There's a person in front of an elevator, and it'll take you up. If that's what you're lost on, which I have a feeling it is.
It is, because it just said,
Yeah.
like, you look at the map, and
Go
the map's
up the
like, what, are you
stairs.
fucking retarded? Don't you know where the airship is? What, have you not played this game in 3 years? It's like, no, I haven't actually.
Go up the stairs and go find the person in front of the elevator.
Alright,
It'll say like airship yada yada.
that's ringing a bell. It's ringing a bell.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me a while, but you have to go back to him a couple times, so just remember.
Oh, I'll remember.
Will you?
Yeah. I fucking will.
But will you though?
Where's this bitch keeper airship?
I think after this quest, I'm gonna go mow the lawn.
With
think
your
I'll be done.
fucking airship. Yeah, I got called in early, so I'm gonna go at 5:30.
Okay.
Calling you in early, huh?
Yeah, the yield overtime.
Yeah, let's just skip this Monday to do the podcast, and then try to get there by Friday. Again, next Friday. Let's try to get
Okay.
to the next fate, because then it's a fate, a quest, and then another dungeon, so we can do that in one day. You do that like chunk.
Junk.
That chunk.
You sure you don't want to do a daily before you go? Alright, that's probably too long, huh?
I gotta weedy and mow a gigantic lawn.
Alright.
So now I think I'll be done. I told myself like 3:30. So
You got a weedy?
weed eat. That's where you take the edger. You know, it's called a weed eater. The thing that whacks the grass with a wire.
I thought that was a weed whacker.
Yeah, isn't that a weed whacker?
It's the same thing. And there,
It's the same thing.
Technically, edgers are different tools. You can't use that to edge, though. Oh,
You can use anything to edge.
Lala Maya. Lala Maya. Lala Maya.
La la Maya here.
Lala Maya. Ho. Lala Maya.
You proud of yourselves for that?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Lala
You're
Maya,
laughing.
yeah, yeah. This game writes its own jokes, really does.
It's not quite as good as Soricola. Ah! Just try my. That's Yishtola, that's right.
Yeah.
Yishtola. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one that I remember from 11 is Iroha. Fucking, I think she was the last expansion was Iroha. It's like, what the fuck? Hi,
She was
my
the
name-
last sexy lady.
Yeah, my name is Iroha. I
That sounds like the
That's
beginning
just-
of like a
I
Latin
don't think it was
song.
quite said like that.
No, it totally was. Yeah, that's one thing I miss about 11 is they each had their own like hot protagonist chick, and now it's like midget queens.
Midget
They only had,
queens.
they had the one character that keeps going. It's not like they keep on throwing in Lalafell queens here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and each one I was like, man, I kind of like this one. And then the next one I was like, oh, this one's pretty good too. It was good. I miss the. I still miss the storytelling in 11 over 14, but supposedly Shadowbringers is supposed to be one of their best.
I mean, I liked Stormblood's main line.
Yeah, no, I did too.
And I like Dragon Song.
Yeah,
Or whatever it is. Yeah.
yeah.
I like that one too. Just didn't like the regular one. I didn't like Realm Reborn's story that much.
Yeah, I still think Stormblood is the one time they've actually come close to 11 as far as their single-player campaign storytelling. And it's better than some of the 11 ones. So, like Ott Ergon,
Oh god.
which was
Fuck this dog.
ought to hurry up before Japanese midnight hits. Ought to hurry. Ought to hurry, or you're gonna get locked out, or you're gonna get locked out. Fucking game. That was crazy. We did that in like we did that in like 5 days. We just fucking demolished that entire storyline. And we were like so confident, and then we got impermaturred. And that last one.
I thought you
Oh,
liked being impermaturred.
Evil game.
Yeah.
Evil game.
It's annoying
Oof.
because Krenital like
Oh,
accepted
Jeebus.
that quest and was just getting him over time, so he didn't get impermaturred.
He's like,
Is he-
yeah, aren't you supposed to do this?
It's like, well,
I'm sorry, Krenital, we don't all read the instructions. Okay.
yeah, yeah. He's one of those guys who gets the coffee maker and he like memorizes the book on the coffee maker, and he's like, well, if you just read it, you would know how to
Like,
program it.
we
to
need
him."
all those people in our lives, okay?
We do, yeah. We need those who will do what we shall not.
But then that means their entire life will be of disappointment that other people aren't as detail-oriented as they are.
Exactly. So instead of progressing because of their detail orientation, they will just merely be disappointed in everyone else. And that's the story of their life.
Yeah, I wonder what Krenital's up to. He said he got a good job. Said he might come on with us. I would like to have him come on one of these nights.
Yeah, for sure.
Catch up a little bit.
Fuck off, dog. Oh god. Oh, what the fuck?
Dude.
The dogs deserve to die, Engage. They can fuck right off.
I think the dogs in my neighborhood deserve to die. One came up and nipped at me today. It's like out here in Redneckville, they don't have fences for their dogs, and then their dogs are undisciplined. They don't see people all the time, so they're always pissed off whenever they see someone walking by. I'm just trying to go for a walk in my neighborhood, and nobody can have their freaking dogs not freak out. Every day I have one experience with a dog that is negative. Every day. I'm sick of it. Ooh.
Every day?
By the way, yes. It's like, look, I know you bought $1 million house. Can you put up a $20,000 fence, please?
Why not a $5 fence? Or a
I don't think you
$5
get it.
foot long?
I don't think you can get one of those. Yeah, she's
I
not
think they
usually
could
like
easily get
this.
a $5
Yeah, she's
foot
usually
long.
with people she knows. It's a dog, you moron. Dogs are protective. Gosh.
Ooh, that lady today. Ooh. Hate dog owners. I hate them.
Yeah, you just wanted to beat her with the stick.
I gotta say, my net negative and net pot, like, I like having a dog is nice. Little dogs are, like, not threatening. But I've never gone to a place and their dog has been, like, this, you know, wonderfully well-behaved dog. Never. Never.
It's because they don't exist. And you know why they don't exist? It's because nobody knows how to raise a fucking animal.
Gosh, just like working at Domino's, having to go to people's places with dogs was annoying.
Yeah.
Just hate it. Just buy a freaking fence. It's not normally like this. I've heard that line like 16,000 times. She's nice.
She's normally okay. She just really hates Mexicans.
That's why she's barking at me.
So that's what Zach says about Schweiss's dog.
Yeah.
It's because he always barks at Zach for some reason.
I do generally have a detestation. I have gone on a giant rant about having a big dog in a small house or an apartment with no yard. I find that to be quite cruel.
Well, having any animal, if you don't have any time to spend with it, is...
Yeah, if you have no time to spend with it, or nowhere to, like, put it so that it can run around, like, people with apartments that have big dogs, like, why are you imprisoning your dog? Are you putting them in a cage? I mean, there's that, and then there's the people with a yard that have, like, the 10 by 10 cage that they put the dog in all day. It's like, what's the point of having the dog? Just to bark?
Yes.
Bark at strangers? And to be miserable in a tiny little box? Ooh. Last time I went off about the dog thing, I think I remember I got some angry tweets. I was like, well, I have an apartment. I have dogs. I'm like, yeah, can I say that you're terrible?
You're one of the people I'm talking about.
It's you! You're the problem! That's not kindness to your animal. Oh, God.
Fucking Ellie, walking like a drunk.
Yeah, it's not so bad for us because we usually take them out back into the big community area, let them run around.
Clearly, it's a bomb. Yes.
I think that place is too small for that dog.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't want to be a fucking dictator in my own home. Although,
could have gotten a little lap dog.
If the spending doesn't get cut down, I'm gonna fucking go full dictatorship in this bitch. But no, and I agree, and that's the thing is like plenty of people will have it. Like they're at her parents' house, they had a dog, and like that's one of the big reasons why I was like, I don't want to get a dog, because it's like the dog's always sitting in his little like in her little like kennel area, and that's it. It's like, what's the point of having an animal if you're gonna keep it in there? Like,
just so that you can have some love every once in a while,
Yeah,
because you're
like,
a narcissist.
Either have it inside and among the house, which is, you know, has its downsides. Give it its sleeping area, have it trained to the point where it'll tell you when it needs to go to the bathroom, and then let it kind of roam as it will, unless you got to do something and it's fucking bugging you.
I mean, the perfect apartment pet is a fucking cat. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Or let it outside and have a fenced-off backyard. Like, those are the two things I think you should do. Anything else is just not cool.
What the heck
So-
are you guys spending money on? You have no room for anything else. Going in your house is like, it's the most cramped experience I have among pretty much everybody I know.
It's
Now,
not-
I mean, you got like 4 people in there, and a dog, and a desk for podcasting, and a big couch. I don't know. It's a lot. It's like a lot, like no floor space.
yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. Yeah.
It ain't stuff. At least, well, it is, but it's too much. But not.
What is it, like the animal? Is he costing
What is
a
it,
shitload?
crack?
No, it's not the animal. It's just like eating out and stuff.
Oh.
It's being stupid with money.
Fuck you, game, and having a max capacity for ammo. Oh shit, bro.
What's his name?
It's them level 3 fucking zombies. I don't like them level 3 zombies.
Zombie! Wait, what's in your head?
Zombie?
With their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns in your head.
Oh god!
They are dying.
Fuck these zombies.
What's the quest with the dungeon?
It's a long time from now. No, we have a trial before we have a dungeon.
Oh, well, what's the trial? Is it the Will of the Moon?
Let me check. Let me check.
Feel the
Oh.
burn.
Feel the burn. The burn.
I have felt my own burn. And I am endorsing another candidate again.
Har, har, har. The primary agreement, Castrum Flumminess.
Castrum Phlegm. Excuse me, I've got
And then after that, there's Under the Moonlight, Emissary of the Dawn, Sisterly Act, and then Feel the Burn would be the next dungeon after that. So, I said there was
What
2
about
in between,
Dig
there's 3.
Deeper?
There's 3 in between. Dig deeper.
So wait, we have a trial and then a dungeon? Are you telling me?
We have a trial, 3 quests, and then a dungeon.
Okay.
So that can be done in one day. I think one sit down of just a couple hours.
Yeah.
That might be best for a Monday night.
We can knock out some other dungeons too. Yeah, we can do that.
Or you can do the trial on Friday and then the dungeon on Monday. The next Monday. Because we got us an appointment Monday night.
Oh yeah, all drugged up. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You don't, Ellie.
We could try that. We could just do, like, set up a Monday night where all we do is just, like, dungeons and trials.
Oh.
That'd be an interesting approach.
No.
And probably have us, give us the ability to catch up on all of those things.
Oh shit.
Because while the suggestion to just do all the quests is madness beyond belief, the suggestion to do all the trials and stuff is not a bad idea.
You sure about that?
No, but better understanding of the game. I mean,
I had a friend on Facebook who I can't stand anymore, his old roommate, ask for science on something, and someone posted a medical journal. He's like, "You expect me to read that whole thing?" I'm like, yes! If you're asking for the science on something, go ahead and read the synopsis of the study. You can just read the little beginning part. Gosh. Now, I'm here to make a political point, not to actually get information.
I don't need your false education.
Not a peer-reviewed scientific study. No, you wouldn't want that, would you? And eventually he gives in, like, down the line. He's like, alright, it might be a few days. I'll read it. It's like, good. Gosh, that guy, like, cried when Mitt Romney didn't win. Oh. Gosh, such a freaking over-emotional piece of crap. Couldn't stand that guy.
Don't you know that directly related to Trump being made president, Joe?
I know he wasn't a fan of Trump, but
Mitt Romney's downfall led to Trump.
no, the Republican Party being weak led to Trump.
Everything
4-year difference. It didn't lead to Trump.
I think,
George Washington creating the country led to Trump.
yeah.
Yeah, I
know.
guess. Yeah, sure.
I think I think PC culture led to Trump more than anything.
I think in a large part, yeah. People feeling like they were attacked.
He only had like 30%
by the
of the
media.
Republican vote. The problem is, it's not really a problem, but the way the Republicans do their primary is it's not a winner take all. It's you get your percentage.
Nay, the deception has served its purpose.
Or no, it's not.
I'm glad to see you found amusement.
I don't know the Republican primary stuff.
It's
I just know I can't vote in it.
To the business
yeah. Yeah,
But you
identity
guys can vote
politics.
in mine.
That's okay.
I finished reading that Washington, by the way. I don't
Yeah,
know if I told you guys.
I would aid the refugees
I think it's pretty good.
in their efforts to
Did you finish it too?
Oh yeah.
the reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be
There's only a few problems I have with it.
together with the fortune
Like
I had
what?
zero problems with it,
Reggie Adeletti's estate.
with that book.
The only
yeah?
problem I have is
But this plan is not intended to
I don't know the way that
displace
the author like.
I would make of this
Kept using made-up words.
No, I did enjoy the brouhaha a lot, unlike you, Craig.
Dude, that was his favorite fucking word. He used that once a chapter, I swear to God. I'm like, fuck you. This book has like 62 chapters, and he says that at least 62 times.
Don't remember it being used once.
I liked how he used the word
Brouhaha?
retarded.
Dude, he
Like,
says brouhaha a lot in that book, and I was like, what the fuck? Does he not know other words for, like, an event? Like, fucking holy shit.
well,
So he doesn't care. He's got his Pulitzer Prize with that book.
yeah.
Because they're
I'm
like,
good.
I've never seen
I
the
love
word,
the word
brouhaha used anywhere near this many times. Thank you for doing this Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, I
The
don't
dude
know.
basically reinvented that word on his own.
I don't know. I mean, I think he deserved the Pulitzer. There's plenty of things that have gotten it that I think are fucking garbage, but so I don't know if it's like the ultimate prize, but I think that is probably the best.
What's gotten the
Bio.
Pulitzer Prize that you've read that you think shouldn't have?
The
Usually those books are kind of obscure, the ones that actually win the Pulitzer Prize. There's authors who win them for bodies of work sometimes. But his is for that book specifically. It was for best biography.
the So the New York Times, their 1619 project, got a Pulitzer Prize, and that's a piece of fucking shit. It's basically predicated on the idea that America started in 1619 and originated as a state for slavery and nothing else. Which is
Oh yeah, the British
lunacy.
started it that way. I don't think that's lunacy.
No, I think it is because it
I think it's
states-
reframing. I don't think it's lunacy.
No,
difference.
because the way it's projected in there is that that's the start of America and that's America's story. So no, I think that's bullshit.
I think America starts with the crossing of the Bering Strait.
I think every kiss begins with K.
I think it starts when in fucking 1776.
The United States, yeah. Technically, absolutely, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
What do they mean by it began here? Like, what began there specifically? Are they saying that the British colonized it specifically as a slave colony? Because we were Britain before then. It's not. It did exist as a slave. Slavery of either Native Americans or blacks used for work. But I like how the British don't. They don't even recognize that they started it.
Yeah, no, it is complete like revisionist history, and that's got a Pulitzer. So I don't think.
Well,
this
have you
guy's
actually
is-
read it?
Yeah, I've read parts of it. I mean, I haven't read the whole thing.
I haven't read it. I've only read like the Wikipedia article on it. So
Wait,
I
which
don't know.
thing are we talking about?
The
the
1619 project.
project.
Yeah.
Oh.
It basically it's like, I don't know, for me it seemed really unbalanced, and it didn't have any sort of
Well, it's not a balanced cause. It's specifically for one purpose.
yeah, but I
So
mean, I don't
not
think-
every piece of
don't-
history is a balanced piece of history. Sometimes it's a story through a certain point of view, and that's the entire point of putting it out.
Right, but I feel like a Pulitzer should be for something that's, I mean, like what we just read with the Washington thing, where, yeah, it breaks down some of the, some of the.
It's really well written, really well researched.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff I saw in there, it didn't really seem super well researched. It was basically claiming that. It's basically claiming that everything is based on race, and that the country was only established for slavery and nothing else, and that today we're just an extension of that, which I think is disgusting, and also completely untrue. But and see, that's the thing that and that's why it's like I don't really take it seriously. And then also the chick who wrote it is a complete fucking idiot, constantly. And a lot of the riots, there've been like statues torn down of, like George Washington and shit, and they have spray painted 1619 on it, implying that, that they're tearing
Well, they've
it down.
also torn down people who were anti-slavery because it's a mob and they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. But see, you gotta look at what's fueling the mob, and I think it's garbage fucking writers like this chick.
I don't think mob people read that much.
Well-
I don't know. I think they're getting secondhand information. I think I think most people do. I've never read it. I guess I would like to read it, but
Yeah, I just think the New York Times is fucking retarded. And I read something yesterday that that like fucking reinvigorated that. It was an article about how like there's a bunch of people who said they weren't gonna call the cops because there's this like homeless tent city put up in their park, and the government refuses to step in and like stop it. And like this one guy was held at gunpoint by like a couple black teenagers, and he said he almost called the cops, and it was about him regretting the fact that he almost did that. And he's like, it's probably better that I didn't, because it would have, it could have led to their deaths. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck is this article? you know, I could have been shot, but hey, their lives could have been ruined.
So he says, sought to place the consequences of slavery and the contributions of black Americans at the very center of our national narrative. Okay. I mean, there's other things like, you know, the people's history of the world and stuff like that. Or Sapiens, where they just try to take world history and they put it through a different lens. That's what it looks like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's through a...
Specifically...
It is through a different lens.
Which slavery was absolutely... Reading all these biographies on these presidents, absolutely integral to the United States. Mostly having to do with the political problems between North and South. And up until Lincoln, they were not willing to take the risk of having the South leave the Union. So they had to keep on making them happy.
Right, it's difficult, but at the same time, you could have never had the country exist as it does, or at all, if that wouldn't have been the case.
Right, it would have been a weaker
It's something
institution.
Where it was horrible.
But it is something that is absolutely central to it. Because it's so central to its economy, at the very least, but also the main issue up until really, like, it keeps going. I think the main issue is certain people wanted slaves or the right to have them, and then other people thought it was wrong.
Yeah.
And that was steady there. Well, at the same time, actual Washington, D.C. had slavery, and, like, the White House is its own slaves.
Yeah.
Certain, you know, most of the presidents, up to a certain point, owned slaves, except for John Adams and John Quincy Adams.
Yeah, which, I mean, is terrible, but...
Yeah. So it is central to it. It's not like it's not.
No, I
thought it was interesting that, like, Washington was, like, one of the most, like, forward-thinking on that. Kind of.
Well, here's
Like,
the thing that Joe and I talked about.
I mean, he was, but he also was like, yeah, I can't really get rid of it right now.
I can't get rid of it. It's inconvenient.
Yeah, well, here's why that's unfair, though, Joe. Is because the reason why it's so hard to topple something like that, and it took longer, is because you're looking at it through a lens of, like...
I'm trying to look at it through the way John Adams saw it. And John Adams lived at the same time.
Right.
And made better money than Washington ever did.
Right, well, that's because...
He was better with money.
His slaves
everything. And he had no slaves.
Were lazy
Washington was also never around his estates because he kept getting called back to do shit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though, that makes it unfair to say, you know... To say they should have just stopped it. It's because... It's the same reason why China should be cracked down on for intellectual property rights. They're not playing by the same set of rules, which is to say China, by being allowed to steal our intellectual properties, is able to conduct business at a much lower price than everyone else, and so by opening the market to China, we've made it harder for ourselves to make money because we're playing by the rules and China doesn't have any fucking rules. And they're just stealing shit left and right. So it's the same thing with slavery. You know, it's a terrible thing, and it's unfortunate that it was ever part of the country. But to want Washington to get rid of it at the cost of everything that he had is a little unfair because no one else around him would have gotten rid of it. And it's good that he got rid of it when he died, but also that's a little bit on the selfish side too, because he's basically telling his family, like, well, good luck. I'm tapping out, but you guys have fun.
No, because Martha still had slaves.
Yeah,
she still had all that.
The dower slaves, yeah. He freed all the ones that he was legally able to free.
Well, also Martha had that, like, half-slave sister, and she never freed her.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
So it's hard to say.
And I don't think there's some lens through the time because I'm telling you, the other founding fathers, there were ones that didn't have slaves and they were against it the whole time, and then there were whole entire letters from Washington that are said in that book about Washington being like, I know it's wrong, but
yeah, well, I do think it is. You do
Washington would be 90% cooler if he had just stuck to his guns when
I
he
do
thought
think
something
you have
was
to look
right
at
or wrong.
it through the lens, though, because it's just like what I'm talking about, where
No,
have an
but
estate.
it's not like no one thought slavery was
I
wrong.
know.
There was a ton of people that thought
No,
slavery
I'm not
was
saying that they didn't, and he thought it was wrong too. But it's unfair
including
to
the
say
second president of the United States.
it's unfair to say to not claim that he's look at it through the lens of time because of all the economic problems that came from getting rid of it. Although hilariously, a lot of those problems were alleviated once they did get rid of it, because the problem with enslavement is the people aren't going to work all that hard. That's something that Washington goes off about constantly in that book. He's like,
Yeah,
they
he's
fucking-
like, he's
he's like, I don't get
like,
it. They
they're
just don't
fucking
work.
lazy.
It's like, well, they're not getting paid. Of course they don't fucking work. They're slaves. That's a fucking... And so, like, it's hilarious that the one thing that everyone thought they had to keep, they had to have, or else everyone else would win, actually kind of kept them back in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
work
but you
was
know what?
lesser.
Adams knew. Read the next book on Adams, dude, because
Adams-
Adams knew his stuff.
Yeah.
Adams is a great man who was not as good of a president, but he was a great man. He's a great person.
I think Washington's a great person, too. I think it's
And,
ridiculous.
and Adams is also a great president because it would take the next guy peacefully coming in and relieving power. You needed someone to do that. So Adams is almost as important as Washington in terms of the stability of the country.
I don't know. I think Adams...
He also blamed all of his problems on Washington.
Yeah, I think he's a whiny bitch so far. He might not be the worst, but he's one of those
Oh,
that
no.
like comes in and it's like, oh, well,
Adams
I
is awesome.
inherited this. I inherited this crash. I inherited this and that, and it's like, it's not me. It's the last guy. It's like, well,
No, as a president, Adams wasn't great, but as a man, he's great. I swear.
yeah.
Read like Adams and his son. His son is
Well, his son
also
was-
not a good president.
Yeah.
But also, but he was straight up, like, they've done IQ research on the presidents, and he, like, John Quincy Adams has the highest IQ. Seems like he has a genius IQ.
yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, the stuff that Quincy Adams wrote, oh, man, he
The
was
one-
just absolutely just a genius.
So the one that I was
And
most
was also morally upright and against slavery and all this other stuff, and had
Yeah.
really good, just like his father, he just was like a really upstanding person.
yeah. I don't know.
However, Thomas Jefferson is the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
Got a lot of stuff
Jefferson-
done while also being an absolutely wretched human being.
He was an ass. Holy shit! Just like
the-
the small parts that it like mentioned of him. In
It doesn't
fucking
get better.
Washington, He's
It
just like,
doesn't get better.
He's a dick the whole time.
It doesn't get
There's
better
not-
because I read the from a different author. So, you know, you could just be like, oh, maybe Ron Chernow has an anti-Thomas Jefferson bias. But no, because, like, the Douglas, is it McAdams, I think is or MacArthur? I can't remember. It's a really famous author as well. But the next book I read was the John Adams biography. And it was still, like, Thomas Jefferson being terrible. And then I read a book on Thomas Jefferson. And it was still Thomas Jefferson being terrible. It's like, well, he did these great things while also being this two-faced piece of crap and, you know, writing things in the paper under a pseudonym.
Oh, that's
to take
all it
other
was.
people
That
down
fucking
and-
Washington Alive. That last whole section was fucking him and Alexander Hamilton shitting on each other under pseudonyms.
Oh, dude.
He's like, and then Washington knew about it the whole time. He's like, fuck these guys.
Oh, man. So, Roxo just said the House voted today to give DC statehood. And apparently it passed.
Really?
Yeah, that's fucking
That happened
bullshit.
today?
Yeah.
Really?
Why
Yeah.
would they do that?
I think that's cool.
No, I think that's a terrible idea.
The whole idea
No, I
was
think
that
that's
it
a good
was
idea.
supposed
It's
to not
it's
be a
taxation
state.
without representation.
No, they shouldn't live there is the problem. DC was supposed to be separate.
Yeah, but you
so that
can't
not
do
one
that
state-
now.
No, you can. You really can.
It's too late.
You know how you do it? You set up Washington, D.C. as a tiny fucking chunk that just has the White House, because the whole point of it was that no one state controls the federal body. And if you make it a fucking state, then they do.
It's completely against the whole idea of the capital, and the reason why they kept moving the capital was because it seemed unfair to have it in these other states that were already established governmental bodies. I think those
I
people
think you
should
would
have
have been right in the
representation.
1700s,
I think those people should
but
have
they don't have
representation,
representation.
but I don't think that DC should become a state.
I'm okay with DC becoming a state. I think that's good news for DC. Have you seen DC, dude? It's a piece of crap city.
Yeah, you know why it's a piece of crap
It
city?
needs to have real government regulation in there. It needs to have real representation so that they can deal with their own problems.
Oh man, this means that we're gonna get a new flag.
No, I think they cut it off. I think they give the
I also
land.
think Puerto Rico needs to be a state.
Yeah,
Well, we let them govern themselves, man.
Puerto Rico needs to be a state.
Well, the reason why they're doing that is because those areas are super blue and they want to get more seats.
Yeah, that'd be one reason to have it, but I think it's actually good just for them.
I don't think it is. I mean, I think it is from a, what you're saying, but I don't think it's good for the capital of the United States to be part of any one state. I don't think that's a good idea, and the whole premise of it was to not have that happen. I think they should have just never let people move in. Which, I mean, obviously it's too late for that, but I don't know why the fuck people live in Washington, D.C. It's a district. It's not a state. I mean, you can make it small enough that they can go to businesses nearby, like the Senate, when they want to go get fucking Jimmy John's. They go to whatever state has the Jimmy John's that's like 2 blocks away. It's not like fucking there's like a giant chasm between Utah and Colorado. It's like they touch. Sometimes you can go to Colorado when you're right there. Sometimes you can be in Utah. It's like, just give the land, other than the capital, away to
Well, I mean,
states
that
and
will
let those...
always be federal land. It's not like it's really...
Well, it's all
I don't
federal
know, I don't think
land.
it's-
They just allow the states to have state land. It's not... The federal government has power over the entire country, regardless of what the states claim. Just like federal law is the law of the land, regardless of what the states decide. If it's illegal federally, it's technically still illegal. It's just, will they crack down on it or not?
Hold on, I'm looking this up. I don't know. See.
So the premise, I think you're right. I think they do deserve representation, and it's stupid that they don't have it. But I think they should just
Now they will.
piecemeal it off. No, I don't think the Senate will vote to do it, but they'll...
You don't think so?
No,
I
I
bet
don't
they
think
will.
so. No, dude. There's no way.
Can we vote on Puerto Rico? Because I know Puerto Rico voted to be in, but then we didn't bring them in.
I think the Senate
Might
will
as well
shut
do
down.
it. Let's get one flag going on here. Just like one flag changed. 2 more states. God damn it.
Yeah, Rock, so I think it is Virginia and Maryland. They should just cut it in half and give it to... One part gets representation from one, and the other gets representation from the other. And that way they... I mean, I don't agree with us controlling these areas without representing the people. That's obviously wrong. I mean, that was the entire purpose of our country. But I don't know.
Well, how big of a margin did it pass with? Like, who was against that? I don't know who would be against it. That seems like that would be a... Except for Schweiss. I don't know who would be...
Well, the problem that that the Republicans are saying is that it's a way they're allowing statehood to these really deep blue areas so that they can regain control of the Senate without actually having to win over the country. So
Well, they
instead
could try to split California.
Instead, they should split Northern
That
California.
would give them more. That would give them another red state, though, in
It would, but
the
they
middle
won't
of
do it.
California. Maybe
Northern-
not Barstow, but what the heck is that big city in the middle? I can't remember.
It's the Democratic Party that passed it, and the reason why the Republicans don't like it is because of that very reason. Is they're deep blue areas, and instead of actually having to win the Senate through you know, the diplomatic process. They're just going to try to give statehood to these deep blue areas so that they already have the Senate. That's the problem with it. So that's why I don't like it. I think they should just split the land. I don't think it should be its own state. Personally, but I don't know. Because I think the problem, and I think if they do give Washington, D.C. its own statehood, I think they should still separate the White House from the rest of the country. I don't think it should be part of the state Washington, D.C. So really, I think the easiest thing to do would just give it to Maryland and give it to, you know, whatever the fuck else is touching it.
Virginia.
Yeah, and that's just be the end of it, so that those people get what they want, and the capital remains autonomous from the state government, which was in fact the intention.
I mean, they might argue that out in the Senate if it becomes a big enough deal.
Yeah, but I think that's, I don't know. I think that's a little.
I think every territory
disingenuous.
the U.S. has should become a state right now. Honestly. Create better trade with all those places and protect Puerto Rico from disaster and stuff like that.
They already pretty much
it's just
are.
Better.
Other than the representation in the normal means. Because, like, DC has, like, a board that they do, but it's not, you know, from the people. I don't think, anyway. I don't think they vote on who is on that board, which is ridiculous. But again, nobody should live there in the first place, so I don't understand why this was ever even a problem. And plus, it's a shithole, so, like, I don't know why you'd want to live there to begin with, but maybe it's because of this, I don't know.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh shit.
Alright. I am going to go mow a lawn. So,
Alright, man,
I'm
see ya.
going to exit my game with the exit button to make the game happy.
Fuck
Yeah.
you!
That's the thing, is, like, if they wanted to do that, if they wanted to make it good representation for, each area, they would allow California to be split.
Horseshit dog.
Because California, even if 51% of the people vote blue, the whole...
You can split California, you can split Florida, you can split Texas. I don't know how many
Oh,
millions
shit.
of people should there be before you split the state.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That actually kind of might not be the best idea. But at the same time...
Fuck you! Holy shit!
That's how Craig feels about it.
Yeah, oh, it was a complete party line vote, apparently. That's crazy.
Fuck this game. It's fucking retarded.
I can see why, but I wonder... Hopefully they will open it for debate.
Oh sure, that's fine. Just turn around as I open a fucking door.
Alright, I'm getting off. See ya.
Alright. Let's play this fucking game. I only have, like, an hour.
Fuck you! I shot you in the neck, you fucking bitch! I hate this game.
At least it would do were it situated anywhere near a lucrative market.
So fucking stupid sometimes.
Support the materials than they are worth.
Oh, what's that? You have a really powerful handgun that you fucking upgraded the damage on, and you shot him in the neck? Yeah, that's not gonna do jack shit. You're gonna have to shoot him again. Oh, what's that? You can only hold 12 bullets for said fucking gun? That makes complete sense. I shot you in the back of the head!
Know the Sultry and its products.
Fuck off!
Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare
I'm unpleasant to watch stream. Good. I'm not here for your pleasure.
skill.
And be honest with yourself, you're not here for my pleasure either. You're here for my rage. That's what everyone's here for.
Is this someone we know?
Vaguely.
Naturally, Your Grace.
Oh, it's Gage? Yeah.
Representatives well
Yeah.
in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden
Fuck you, game.
of aching shoulders, just as Your Grace desired.
God damn it!
Why are you getting your face ripped off?
Because the game is fucking stupid, that's why. Shoot somebody in the fucking head and it doesn't count because they're like immediately, oh my god, somebody's missing, what the fuck? Oh, I used a silencer, but that doesn't really fucking matter. Oh no. Oh my god, everybody just saw me. Oh no. Fucking hell. We're a stealth game, but not really. Oh no. You can only hold 12 bullets for a fucking handgun. Oh no.
Yeah, that's more bullets than my handgun can hold.
You have a fucking backpack capable of holding a shit ton of stuff, but you can only hold 12 bullets at a time. Cause that makes complete fucking sense somehow. Oh shit. And fuck you in the face. Holy shit. Are you kidding me right now? Dude barely turns around. I go to stab him with a knife and he fucking like blocks me somehow. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, it's funny, Gage just came to my stream. But see, Gage, you can't escape Craig because he's here too.
I am everywhere. He only hates it because he likes this game.
Does he?
Yeah. Nobody knows why. Oh shit. Fuck these dogs, dude. This is the worst. I absolutely hate the fucking addition of these dogs.
Ugh. How are we gonna review that? Is that like, that's an Uber, right?
Yeah.
But like, we're supposed to buy 2 copies of the Uber, but I mean, you guys already fucking own it. Unless Cameron and I...
What?
You and Zach already bought it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well... Should I buy some copies of that fucker too?
I mean, we bought it digitally, so you probably should buy a copy.
But the Uber, I mean, gotta buy 2, bro.
Why do we gotta buy 2?
Because we usually do.
No, we don't. We buy a show copy.
No, see, when you all 4 are playing, you buy 2 show copies.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it does make sense, because if we don't all buy it, and there's 4 of us, then we can each trade 1 copy amongst 2. That's what I mean by it.
But there's only 1 show copy. That's
No,
how it's always been.
No, it
Have
isn't
we-
how
have
it's
we
always been.
Have we been buying extra games this whole fucking time?
When it's a Uber game, we've always bought 2 copies. Or not always, but most of the time. Like with Doom Eternal, we bought 2 copies. Because it was an Uber game. It's not every time we play a game, it's only with the Ubers. Although, hilariously, no one has asked for Doom. So we
Because
just have-
everybody bought Doom the second it came out. They're not waiting.
Well, now we're stuck with Doom. It's not a bad game to be stuck with, but it's like... Ain't like we're fucking playing it.
Yeah, fucking die, dog, you damn bitch.
I thought you're murdering, like, children and animals.
God, that guy's head did not pop satisfyingly enough. Did you say I'm murdering kids? I'm not murdering kids.
Look like a child that you just gunned down. Like a teenager.
This is a fucking person and a dog. You know, there's a lot of people who are pissed that you have to kill dogs in this game, and you know what? The fucking dogs make it real easy. Because I fucking hate them. I hate them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, Gage, is the reason why you're raging at Craig because you like the game? Or is that just Craig, fake Craig news?
No, he likes the game and he feels like I'm being unfair. So nobody else?
Fuck.
Who else wants to feel my lesbian rage?
He's just bitching constantly, it's not just The Last of Us.
We're not bitching constantly. If I was, I'd be getting mad at everything, not just these fucking dogs.
I was really excited for Last of Us 2 for a while, but now I'm like, you know, I'll still play it, but I'm not dying to play it like I felt like I was. I don't really know why. Because every moment I played Uncharted, I was like, man, I wish this was Last of Us, because the combat's way fucking better in Last of Us.
Bullshit, it is.
It's way better than Uncharted.
There's twice. Last of Us is a stealth game.
Yeah, I know.
There's no combat
Uncharted,
in that game. It's a third-person cover-based shooter in which you actually cannot take cover.
No, it's way more fun.
It's a decent game. I'm not arguing that, but the combat is meant to be stealth, man.
I know.
There's no actual true combat.
But see, the thing about playing Uncharted on the hardcore difficulties is that they're also stealth, but the game isn't built to be stealthy whatsoever.
There's stealth parts, but it's still a fucking run and gun.
No, dude.
Get behind bait cover shooter.
It is, but you have to use stealth constantly or you're gonna get fucking rocked when you're playing on those harder difficulties. Yeah, when you're playing on the hardest difficulty, you absolutely
Dude, I've played the hardest difficulties, and you don't have to use stealth the whole time.
Oh, well, you don't have to use it because you
there
can't.
There was a part
exist.
where I lured everybody to an area and then just hung off of the wall and threw grenades at them until they died. That is a thing that you can do, and I did it. Where the fuck are they that can smell me? Or whatever.
Yeah, see, I think the combat in Last of Us is better, too. I'm not saying Uncharted is bad, and they are different games, so it's a little unfair to say that, but...
Oh, God.
I mean, it's not like I'm voicing a fact or anything. I just do prefer... Cause
shit.
For playing Uncharted,
what the fuck?
I
Where
did
am I
feel
getting
like
shot
I had to
from?
use quote-unquote stealth, but Nathan Drake is flat-footed, so he cannot stealthily make his way through the world. So I think part of it might be my own fault for playing it on ridiculous difficulties. But I've got a grounded mode playthrough going on Last of Us. You don't think Craig's played anything on hard? Ever?
I'm trying to breeze through The Last of Us 2 so I can play that fucking Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, it's
this game is ass.
It's because of you guys that we have to speed through these things, because you give us these fucking 60-hour RPGs to play.
It's not
Yeah,
just
and
you.
this game itself is also fucking twice as long as the original Last of Us, which you could beat in like 10 hours, and this one's like 26 to 30.
It's really that fucking long, dude? Jesus.
Yeah, dude, I've heard people like complaining it in 30 hours, and that is fucking wrong to me when the first game is only like 10, 12 hours.
Yeah, Gage says he beat it in 25 and he explored everything. Alright, time to get the Saltery going. Yeah, I don't care that it's, you know, longer than the original game, honestly. But I do feel like the pacing matters, so I don't know how to feel about it, because I haven't played it yet, but...
I think they're going for like a God of War-esque type deal in this one.
Oh, God.
What the fuck? What the fuck even is this? Okay, you're gonna get stabbed 40 times, but you're not gonna die? Come on! Game is fucking stupid.
What in the Christ am I doing right now? Observe the Yabby? How fucking close in do I gotta zoom into this fucker before I find its weak spots? I mean, shouldn't its belly be its weak spot? Like, it's a shelled creature.
The fuck? Why can't I grab this axe? Are you... What the fuck? Well, glitch found. That's cool. Fuck you, game.
Craig, maybe you are the glitch. Did you ever think about that?
You know, you're not the first person to have said that twice.
What in the fuck? Oh. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, there it is. Come on, Yabby. You're going down. The Yabby's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Oh, you telling me the underside of the shelled creature is soft and vulnerable? Whoa!
What the fuck is this guy doing here?
The voice actor for Cleveland on Family Guy stepped down because he's not black. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. If that's what they want to do, I mean, whatever.
I've heard a lot of people are doing that, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Whoa, he slaughtered it instantly. Damn, look at I mean, I don't really care about Family Guy, so it doesn't really matter, but it is a weird thing. These goddamn yabbies! Man, it's like the Milton Salt Factory up in the Salt Flats here. Fucking. Oh, come on, why you gotta do this yabby shit to me? Fobad. The Fobad! The Fobad-Jad.
Get in the fucking car! I love how every time that characters are in a tense situation and they're trying to escape using the enemy vehicles, they never work. Have you noticed that? Not just like in games, but in like movies and shit. They're just like, oh shit, this won't work at first. Oh no.
Yeah, and then they get it working and they escape after you have to kill a bunch of people.
I think there's entire Call of Duty levels that are based on exactly that. Like, I know there's one in Call of Duty Classic. Oh man, do I get infinite bullets for this part? Doesn't this game know I can only carry fucking 15 of these bullets? Or 14, I think. What? Okay, whatever. Oh man, that guy got fucked. Oh god, clickers. Oh, eat shit and die. Are you, what? Are you fucking retarded? Why would you go out that way? Ellie, your entire side door was fucking ripped off! Why would you go out his door? Twice. This doesn't make any sense. The car goes underwater, starts filling up with water. They swim out the driver's side door through the window when her entire door was ripped off.
Sure you're not just being unreasonable, Craig.
How is that being unreasonable?
I don't know, man. Oh, is that the her lesbian lover?
Yeah.
Nice.
She's also that dude's ex-girlfriend.
Oh man, is that you in the game then? Dude, can't we just have a 3-way, dude, please? Alright, go on out. Get out of here, no 3-way. Why is he around? I mean, I know it's the end of the world, but I'd be like, sorry. No, I don't think so. It's like, I live with my ex-girlfriend and her lesbian.
Oh, by the way, Dave started dating now. Like, a week after those two broke up.
Oh, so it's even more of a slap in the face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn, dude.
It makes literally no sense how quickly their relationship has, like, moved along. Fuck no. Can you? Can you, Tommy? Who names their kid Joel and then their other kid Tommy?
Yeah, that is weird. They ran out of creative juice after Joel. They're just like, yeah, let's name him Tommy.
It's like nobody is named Joel, so we have to give this other guy a regular name.
Is there a multiplayer in that or no?
No, there's not. They didn't add a multiplayer for this game.
Man, I loved the multiplayer in the first one.
Your mom. I think I hit that zombie in the nuts. Yeah, it is too bad that they didn't make a fucking multiplayer for this game.
I mean, I don't want to be one of those people that feels like they have to have multiplayer every time, but, like, I really loved the multiplayer in the first one.
Well, I mean, they made that game to have a multiplayer because it had, like, its own, like, storyline and everything.
Yeah.
Then they were like, nah. I guess the old Druckmann didn't want anything taken away from his lesbian experience.
Yeah, Last of Us would have been cool as like a full co-op game. That would have been sweet. Doesn't really work necessarily, but I mean, they could have made it work.
Yeah, they could have, especially since like a lot of the game you have Dina as a partner. And the fucking... No, her being a lesbian is fine. I don't really care about that. I just like making a joke about it because it's something that everybody fucking hates. For some reason. I do kind of wish, though, that this game wasn't about Ellie. And that they, like, had a whole other person, you know? Oh yeah, it's fucking X. Because I feel like it would be really cool to have, like, stories of other people in the same universe. Especially since I feel like the first game kind of had an end. If you were gonna connect it, like if you played as Abby the whole time, like, I feel like that would have been interesting.
I don't know about any of the memes. I've tried to stay away from spoilers because I know I'm gonna play it. That's usually my approach to games. If I know I'm gonna play it, I try to avoid everything, even memes and whatnot.
Have you seen Abby yet, Choice?
No.
Okay. Abby is your favorite character in either game? I haven't had enough time with Abby to decide anything, but I doubt she could be better than Joel. Joel is extremely well fleshed out.
Yeah, he's a great character.
Like, you know his motivations for everything, like, right from the beginning of the game, and that's fucking rare.
He's also really conflicted, too. Because he...
Yeah.
You know, he wants to save everybody, but in the end he wants to save her. That's why I'm worried about them with Joel in the second game, because I think I have a feeling that she's going to be really angry and angsty and take that out on him if she finds out. And I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that. But it might be good.
She has been kind of angsty, I will tell you that right now.
Apologies for the wait. People are screaming for the butcher's blood again.
I know what happens,
And another forms.
or at least, like, what Abby's motivations are that was spoiled for me. And it makes sense,
But it is no concern
but
of yours.
I don't know how that can, like,
We must speak of the men
top
Lara
Joel.
Croft and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
Yeah,
Although I do think Abby is pretty fucking sweet. Fucking choking out zombies and not needing a fucking tiny knife to stab people.
Their true identities came to light.
She's just bullshit strong.
I dare say
Fucking
you
sweet.
remember Hussey and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal. Ah, well.
I mean, it was like fucking weird at first, like seeing her, but then like when you think about it,
Orchestrated the slaughter
like
of the
in the
resistance
world that
fighters
she's in, it's like, yeah,
infernal ritual.
she's probably like the best prepared out of like anyone.
You would spare these animals.
Very true.
Merciful brand of justice than mine. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the
I mean, she's just a fucking monster, dude. It's fucking hilarious. Like when I was playing as her, like that fucking part where she just like she gets behind zombies and just fucking blood chokes them, and it's like, how the fuck could you do that? You just like snapping these fucking zombies' necks with your bicep, just fucking. She gets behind them, flex, and the fucking head explodes. Some crazy shit, man.
I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did.
She does look awkward, and I don't know.
And I'm sorry they aren't.
I don't know if that's just her design or like
Even after all that has happened,
what,
one
but
lies free. With the Scions and the
it doesn't really
Alliance,
bother me very much.
my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every... which means my work here is done.
Well, I mean, her being buff makes sense regardless.
Denied there's a part of me that I'm saying
They could have just had her being buff because she wants to be, like, not necessarily having to give her some
my
other
culture
reason.
relates to none, and
Is this truly what you want, Father?
That I can believe.
it is.
Ellie's story is already kind of pissing me off. Because Ellie is kind of behaving like a fucking cunt.
Jesus.
Thank you for letting me
It's true, dude.
know the rest.
Yeah, as much as I dislike her for something she does, without spoiling it for Schweiss, like, I do think Abby is pretty sweet so far.
Well, don't worry, you can talk spoilers soon. Once I finish up this quest, I think I'm gonna get off.
Start it.
No.
Oh.
I gotta get some show copy first, man. You think Cameron's gonna like that game?
No. Cam already said that he doesn't want to play it. Although Cam hasn't played the first one, and Cam's already playing that Suikoden 2, which he hasn't played the first one of either, and apparently that's somewhat important. Because I guess there's like characters that you can get if you have a save file from the first game.
Yeah, I was seeing that when I launched it up.
Lying about Abby? I honestly think the weirdest part of Abby's design is like the way they made her boobs look when they first revealed her. They look like fucking... I don't even know how to describe it. But like, they were like triangles, like flat triangles that were somehow poking out. And it was weird. I will say that I don't really care very much about them doing these flashbacks. You know what? Fuck zombies and their inability to be fucking staggered after you fucking stab them in the face. Not a fan of that. Yeah, I think a lot of people are trying to boycott the game because of the fucking leaks.
Why would they boycott it? Because of the leaks?
Because the leaks, like, basically revealed everything.
Well, wasn't it, like, leaked by someone else? Why would you boycott something because it got...
It was leaked by one of the employees, I think.
Well, right, but it's not like the company intended to leak it, so I don't understand why boycotting it would be a thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna punish
it's because, like, what they saw of the story, like, I guess they got it wrong, but a lot of it was like, oh, well, there's like a trans character that does this thing that everybody didn't want to have happen. And then it was like, oh, and then the bad guys are gonna be like this fucking Christian group. Oh shit.
Yeah, I had heard about that. Hopefully that's not the case, but because that's pretty fucking douche. But I don't want to know.
Fuck you.
I don't want to know anything.
Fucking clicker.
I want to be pure when I get to it. So I can make my own opinions.
Oh god. I think we did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Fucking Dora the Explorer.
What the fuck?
You ever feel like flashbacks are kind of a crutch in storytelling?
Yeah. Sometimes it just seems like instead of doing that part of the story, they decided to go forward. I mean, it can be cool. It just depends
Yeah, people
on...
they can do it in sweet ways, and sometimes like, well, there's like that Memento movie where it's like told in like half flashbacks.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the
Which
thing.
I don't really care for that movie, but that's like the premise of it, so like it's fine.
Yeah, that's its thing, so it works, but it's not everything's thing, so it's like it doesn't have to be everything's thing.
Jeebus. Oh god! Fuck, man, how much punishment is this thing gonna take? I kinda hate the zombies in this game sometimes. It's just like, yeah, they're made of fungus, but like, they should not become like tanky creatures like they have. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I backed myself into a corner. Oh no. Game, if you could just tell me that I'm dead instead of giving me like a 20-second death animation, that'd be sweet. Yeah, the Ellie Joel dynamic is one of the things that I love the best about the first game. Oh god. Oh god! Oh god, Joel! Oh god! Oh, come on, Joel, help a brother out. Are you fucking shitting me?
That's gonna be it for me.
God damn it, why don't I have a shotgun? Can't make this part too easy.
I will see you guys later. Enjoy the grind. Please, God, enjoy the grind.